battle for Middle-earth is about to begin.
So it begins.
Sunday's foul beasts into the abyss!
Welcome to the Zorbazorp Battle Games in Middle-earth livestream. In this series, we cast our gaze back in time to the roots of our beloved Middle-earth strategy battle game to explore the fortnightly magazine serial Battle Games in Middle-earth. Each episode, we will delve into a single issue, poring over a treasure trove of retro gaming, following in-depth painting guides, terrain tutorials, and some crazy battle reports, all with a modern twist so you guys can enjoy them in your games at home. With each installment, we'll also focus on a release of models that accompanied the magazine, following their journey from painting bench to tabletop, and then at the end of every live stream, they'll be randomly assigned to one of our loyal Patreons to continue their days of gaming abroad, spreading the gospel of Zorpazorp. So, in the immortal words of the magazine itself, let battle commence. Good morning, YouTube! We are back! Welcome to a long-awaited Battle Games in Middle-earth livestream. I just got like so nostalgic watching that intro. It has been a long time. I need to update the logo at the end as well. It has been a very long time since our last Middle-earth livestream here on Zorpazorp. We're on the second channel again today, and we are back doing Battle Games in Middle-earth action from the foundation of the channel, from the early days. The stream is back. We're going to have a big chat today about kind of everything. I'm going to say hello to everyone. In fact, let's get over to the chat. We're just going to kind of touch base. We're going to talk about the stream, what it's going to look like moving forward in sort of the life of how the channel's evolving. We're going to dive into some pretty fun stuff today. We're going to get into some painting of the best army of them all, my gorgeous Rohan. Basically, the way this kind of came about is I was playing a game against myself at like midnight, because it's the only time I can find to play with two children, and I got out my old Rohan army, and I've been talking to Georgie, the New Zealand League coordinator, a lot lately, and getting excited about the possibility of returning back to some social gaming when I move to New Zealand. A lot of you guys might not realize I don't actually play a lot of games anymore. I play for work, obviously, when we film battle reports, and you know, most of my other time is either working like 80 hours a week on the channel or parenting. So going to events and stuff is quite difficult, so I don't actually play a lot socially anymore, and I miss it a lot. And part of the kind of, once we move to New Zealand, which we're doing later in the year in November, part of that sort of reason that we're moving is to kind of get a real like nice work-life balance and bring back some Middle-earth tournaments as well. So I'm gonna be hitting up the New Zealand Middle-earth League scene, which means gaming will be back. And of course I'll be because it's in New Zealand, I'll be able to find a way to turn it into videos and justify it as work time. So I'm gonna get to go to my first event in something like 2 years. And as the previous league coordinator of my local scene, both Queensland and Australia, I was on the committee for Australia and the coordinator for Queensland, and going to tournaments almost every month. To go not playing a game for something like 2.5 years is extreme. So we are going to be going to the New Zealand League final in November. That's my return to social gaming. It's in Christchurch this year, and we are going to be running. I've been to many of you old hands, who most of these viewers will remember that Mark and I, who's in the chat, good morning Marky, I saw you before, we went over to New Zealand to compete in the league final of 2000 and... Shit, Marky, what year was it? Was it 2019? Hazel had just been born. So yeah, it was 2019. and we were like, every single year we are making a pilgrimage to this event. And then COVID happened, and then something else happened the year after, and we've missed like several now. So this year it's happening. And it's going to be much easier because I'm going to live in the country, potentially even the town where it's being held. So my Riders of Theoden, my big tournament army that have been the staple of my competitive Middle-earth career, are going to be coming back. I don't know how many points it is. I presume it's 750 or 800. It's usually pretty big. So what we're going to be doing today is basically having a look at my Riders of Theoden army. I was playing with it a couple of nights ago, and I was like, this army is in bad shape. I thought it was way better painted than it was. There's lots of stuff, it's got lots of damage, so we're going to be going through. I'll introduce you to the army, I'll introduce you to all the models. Some of you will know them, some of you will not. They've been in a few videos. We're essentially going to be checking off each model at a time, making sure it's perfect, repainting some cloaks, repainting some armor. Basically, by the end of the video, you'll probably see quite a lot of my Rohan scheme, because a lot of this stuff, man, I thought it was way better painted than this, but I guess I've just, like, progressed a lot into painter since I've been gaming with this army. Anyway, Georgie Costello, he's in the chat! He says 800 points for the final. Fantastic. Right, I better catch up with this chat, which is absolutely flying. So we're going to be doing a bunch of mini painting today. Once I've said good morning to everyone, I'll swing the camera around and I'll start introducing you to some guys. Let's have a look at, if I do this, will I be able to show you in this lighting? Yeah, okay, cool. So we might do our unit introductions on this camera before we swing the camera around. But let's say hello to the chat before we begin. Oh my god, so many familiar faces and old names. I might miss you guys because you've been talking a lot, but I'll say hello to everyone I can. We've got James Palmer from the UK. We've got Michael tuning in from the Netherlands. It's midnight over there. Of course, it's 8 AM here in Australia. We're going to talk about when we're going to stream as well. Probably someone's talking about Rings of Power. No spoilers. I have not seen anything. Let's get the show on the road, says El Cid. Harry Bates, the original and the best stream is back. I should use that as a tagline. The original and the best. Now with 100% less imperialist oppression. We've got Wolf Trem, Matty Dishner, Jack Cade. Everyone says I've missed this. It's been too long. We've got Old School Chris, hey dude, Poppy Appletree, Booney's in. We've got Gary George, took the words right out of my mouth, says Gary. Booney says excited for a good stream. Me too, it's gonna be fun. I love Rohan, man. I love Rohan. Sam, my mate Sam Smith appropriately posted a Rohan meme this morning, and it has it has 2 little dots. You know what? I'll just show it to you guys later. It's a good rip on Rohan. We've got Dan Vance Renberg is in. James Harper from the UK. Really should be asleep, but you're not going to go to sleep. You're going to watch me paint Rohan. It's going to be great. Darren McWilliams is watching from the Emerald Isle. Yes, nice and late over there as well. Marky Tribe, Langley81. Kieran's in. Everyone hit the like so it comes up in other people's feed. Yes, so that's the other thing. Remember, guys, this is the second channel. So if you've come here from a Facebook post or you've come over from the main channel, hit subscribe and hit the bell on this channel and hit like as well. Because this channel basically does nothing except the stream, so it's not going to spam you with notifications of all my other videos. So definitely smash that now. And if you hit like, it helps the stream get promoted, because this channel's dead, right? I haven't posted on here in like a year. So if you could just throw a meaningless comment down below and like or something, it just really helps the engagement, and the YouTube will remember to remind everyone that this channel exists, so people know about the streams. Mark Tynan says, death! Yes, death approaches through both Riders of Theoden and apparently all of the grey hair that I now have, which wasn't there the last time we were streaming. Poppy Appletree says, Lockie, it's been so long since I've managed to catch a live stream and you've blown up so much since then. It's also been so long since I've done a live stream, so it's probably 2 factors working in tandem there, Poppy. But thank you. J-Mac's in. He says, Dad intro, how are you, Johnny? We've got some... Ooh, what day is it? No, the video featuring your little dudes isn't out yet. J-Max, Armies of Middle-earth, and a couple of other guys, Windrush Wargamers and Paints on a 4-Up, have painted up some epic fiefdoms troops. I don't have them yet because I haven't been to the post office box, but apparently they're in my PO box. He's painted up some gorgeous Gondorian fiefdom troops along with the other lads for the White City Siege. It's all about Middle-earth this week. It's gonna be good. We got a great little update video coming out later in the week as well. Oh man, so many people tuning in. Good morning, everyone. I really thought this channel would be so dead it would have like 20 people the first time we're streaming back. We're already at 80. Smashing it, smashing it. Georgie says hello from Auckland, which is just triggering me hard, George. What's this Auckland nonsense? Very nice. Glad you made the drive safely in spite of the road closures. We talk about the road closures in New Zealand. I've been getting some intense weather over there. We leave to go on a scouting trip at the end of August. So we're flying over for 2 weeks to look for different suburbs and check out rental sort of stuff. Georgie was telling me that he couldn't get from Christchurch to Auckland, big drive, because there was some like intense road closures, and I was like freaking out that, oh my god, we're gonna land in one place and not be able to drive to the next place because all the roads are closed. It's fine now, but there was some intense snow. There's still like one pass closed up on the North Island. Shadowkin said, needed some background while painting Alpha Legion. Very nice. Or are they really Alpha Legion? Yeah, they're Ultramarines in disguise. It's an inverse of my whole campaign. Mark Tynan's watching from Calgary in Alberta. Fantastic. Darren says, Rohirrim, my favorite army. Nice work, Daz. Of course. Old school Chris, Lockie, can I get a big shout out for my 10-year-old daughter, Ruth? She played in a tournament yesterday and won 3 prizes. Well done, Ruth. Everyone say good job, Ruth, in the chat. That's fantastic. Woodsy, oh my goodness, you are back. Yes, Woodsy, the streams are back. No, I'm not. So Michael from the Netherlands asks, am I settled in New Zealand yet? No, so we'll talk about that. Both in this stream, we can have a little chat, but also I've got a big update video coming out this week, just on Middle-earth in general. All things, the channel, the system, everything. It's great. You guys are gonna love the thumbnail. It's a classic. I'll take bets now on what the thumbnail is. Shawnee Risotto says, well, look what the cat dragged in. And just to spite you, Shawnee, the chat updated and I've lost your message. Oh, don't worry, it's in belligerent all caps. I found it again. Old School Chris says, admittedly, Ruth's prizes were wooden spoon, worst performing Faramir, and most whimsical hat. That doesn't matter. There's still, it's all about the fun that was had. She's also a huge fan of your silly terrain. My god, were the planes that loud the last time we streamed? Georgie says 800 points for the final. Kenny says Zorpe is love, Zorpe is life. Let's pin that. Replace pin message. Sorry, Kieran, you've been debunked. We've got a bit of a special guest in the chat. It's Alex from Battle Camper. He says, times like this, I realize that sleep is weakness. Yeah, I know your job's not critical to sleep. It's not like you're, protecting people's livelihoods. It's fine. It's fine. Mark says, so long ago, man. Yeah, so long ago. Far out. Nothing better than a painting stream, says Daniel Van Rensberg. And look, we're smashing it. We're doing it. Everything is the same. It's full nostalgia. I'm still in my pajamas. It's still 8 AM in the morning, and I have to probably not be too loud or I'll wake up my children. It's gonna be great. Oh, cool. Nice. I'm just like replying to the chat without reading to you guys. Mark says I'm going to practice with a list for a change. New Zealand, let's go. What are you bringing, Mark? 800 points. Talk to me. Matty Hogg, good morning, dude. Scotty Gaming 95, nice to see you back, you too, dude. Poppy Appletree says, I understand 40k being the hot thing, 30k, but yeah. I love the 40k terrain videos, but your Middle-earth stuff has always been the stuff that made me love your work, hoping we'll see more soon. Yeah, don't worry, Middle-earth is coming back. Lockie's got the message loud and clear. Heresy views are tanking. Thomas Denny, hey everyone, glad you're back, me too. Can you tell me the most fun army to play in competition? Look, this is a baller of a question. The good thing about Middle-earth is that the list doesn't really matter. Unlike most games, like if you take a bad list in 40k, you lose the game. If you take a bad list in Middle-earth, it's not that big of a handicap. Good list writing is a bit of a skill, but there is far more of an emphasis in Middle-earth on the generalship on the table than on the actual list build. And also, a big part of that sort of motivating factor is just the way the mechanics work. There is a much higher ratio of movement to damage output than most games. So you get an insane focus on positioning rather than the actual raw stats and profiles of the models. So that's a very long-winded answer to say the most fun army for you to play will probably be the most fun army for you to paint and enjoy the hobby of. So I'd pick an army that you really love the lore on. Some games have different mechanics and some are more grindy or more fun than others, and that's a valid question. Riders of Theoden is insanely fun to play. You're burning might like it goes out of fashion. There's lots, and it's lots of high movement. It's also very high risk reward and kind of difficult you can hit middle tables pretty easily because you get a good matchup and you just blow someone away. But to consistently podium with riders can be trickier when you're just because you often have so low numbers, and all low number armies are like that, but you get heaps of might, which helps. So there's lots of really fun armies. It's my all-time favorite army to play. I love playing Angmar as well, but it's also quite difficult. Especially the type of list that I run. But I just really like really complex and challenging armies. So it's just about what you like and what sort of game style you like. It's a great question, though. Thank you. It was Bryce. Thank you, Bryce. Yeah, it's Brycey. Evening, dude. Down to Ballarat. Sam Fortin says, glad you're back. Been waiting so long. Yeah, me too. Always lovely to watch your work. Says, I-wing. I remember you taught me how to pronounce it. I can't remember. I think it might be A-wing. A-wing? Anyway, Mark Tynes excited. Scotty Altman checking in from California. Yeah, Scotty tried to mock me in the Patreon chat, but I was too fast for you, Scotty. We've got Johnny DeBruno from Tavares in Florida. Tavares? I think so. Liam says, who's this guy? You know who I am, Liam. Gary George, got the tea, got the cat. This feels like old times. All hail the algorithm, says Battle Camper. Thank you, Gary. Matt Weller, let's go. Lucky Middle Earth is back, baby. Just started Unfinished Tales. Great book. Love it. The Fords of Eisen chapter in particular is amazing, as well as the stuff about the Ring Wraiths and their journey to Bree and the Prancing Pony from Mordor. It's awesome. There's some cool Gandalf stuff. It's great stuff. Battle Camper says, J-Mac is a legend. Couldn't agree more. Bruce says, happy to make the stream. Greetings from Scotland. Morning, Europe is not happy with that statement. Yes, I-wing. It's very late there. We'll talk about that too. Got it up on 2 screens, says Matty Weller. The big TV and the phone, so I can live chat. Very nice. Oh, Anders talks hobbies. Yeah, he says, ooh, Middle Earth. I may need to get back to work in that case. Yes, get to work, you Middle Earth, you Lord of the Rings people. Oh, Harry says we need a Zorpazorp streams bingo. How do we not have a bingo? We should have it. It'd be like, I don't know. We could put it up on the Facebook page, each chat. See, if I had a stream assistant, when Bo works full time and is running the streams while I'm streaming, this is what's gonna happen. Bo can put up a bingo every chat. Yeah, that'd be good. What would we put on the bingo? We'll have a look. Marky says, Gondor, Mordor, Isengard, do a poll for a fan list and I'll run it. Alright, that's a good idea. What list should Mark run? We can do a poll in the chat now. What? I'm gonna go off camera because my keyboard's over here. How do I type? What list should Mark run? And now we need to put in options. So what do we got? We got Gondor, Isengard. What's your other option, Marky? I think he said Mordor. Damn it! I've lost the chat. Alpha Legion, young players, good job, Ruth. Oh, it has refreshed. Where did you get so long ago? Okay, here we go. So we're deciding on what list Mark's going to take to New Zealand. We are dictating what he's going to fly to another country to play with. Yeah, Gondor, Mordor, or Isengard. Add option Mordor. Let's see what the chat has to say. Ordor. Ordor has an M at the start of it. There we go. Ask your community. Anders Talks Hobbies. Yes, Mark is coming, Georgie. It's happening. It'll be good, because he can just crash at my place. Hopefully we'll be just around the corner. We'll see what ends up happening. Alright, I think I just lost a lot of people's messages, but anyway. Long live the young players. El Cid says, Ruth MVP. Good job, Ruth. Everyone's giving Ruth a big old congratulations. Aaron says it feels like we're back in 2020 with a Zorp live stream. Yes, it is a step back in time. Alright, I think I've almost caught up with everyone now. Oh, wow, everyone's voting. Here we go. Zorp Noobs crossover. You wish, Risotto. You wish. If it was an authentic Glocky live stream, he'll be wearing his Christmas pajamas. I was wearing them last night. I just put them in the wash. Sorry, Darren. I'm sorry to break the immersion from you. Alright, Harry Bates says, early bingo picks. Larissa walks in, Lockie eats a banana, camera focuses on hand and not the model for more than a minute. So good. Evening from South Wales, says Thor Elson. Can't beat a bit of the Zorpmeister on a Sunday evening. Very nice. I feel like you have to record what army he plays. Oh well, yeah, I'll be vlogging the Queensland League tournament. Let's see how New Zealand even. Isengard's taking a strong lead. Gondor in 36%. Isengard on 42. Mordor's dropping back to 20. Oh, it's swinging. Gondor's making a change. 53 votes. We'll see how it goes. All right, what do we got here? I think that is recently changed jobs so I can stay up and watch all of this as Shadowkin. Very nice. I'm glad you're planning your employment strategies around the streams I do once a year. That's good. Horace, just stopping to say bye. Just stopping by to say hi. I can say words. Bedtime for me as I'm up stupid early. We'll watch the stream tomorrow for sure while I paint. Wicked dude. He says, glad you're back. Lehman Russ, thank you so much for getting me into the Lord of the Rings and help me pick my evil faction at Warhammer World Tour. Yeah, nice. Yeah, wicked. Good job. Good job. I'm more than happy. Matty Dishner's in. I do hope the Mark of Kelf campaign... Oh, don't worry. As if it's not getting finished. I've already shot the whole thing. It just won't be all in one big bubble. I'll condense it. I'll sort of spread the heresy a little bit more and intermingle a little bit more. But don't worry. I'm not abandoning heresy. Love heresy. Heresy's the best. Well, second best. But it's very good. It's very good. Apparently Ruth's army is Rivendell because she loves casting Wrath of Bruinen. Ruth is like become the spiritual leader of the chat. Glenn Corbett, good morning, Mr. Keen. Been a hot minute. Missed the Lord of the Rings stuff. How's the move looking? It is moving well. It is moving well. Johnny DeBerno says you should do a few episodes on strategy for various armies. Well, I don't know if this is the time to announce it, George. I don't know if we should give it away, but George and I are actually thinking about launching a podcast where we exclusively talk about Riders of Theoden for years on end. I don't know if I've converted George, but I think I can claim credit for making him fall in love with Riders of Theoden after our insane game at the 2019 Wellington League final. It was. Yeah, I'm going to give you guys a breakdown. There's a full video on it if you're interested, but it was game number, I want to say 4. I think it was the first game of the morning. Ah, crap, I can't remember. Was it game 4 or game 5? I don't know. It was Sunday morning, so day 2. We stayed at, yeah, no, it would have been game 5, I think. Maybe. I don't know. This is not relevant to you guys. It's just, my point of reference is how like hungover were we, because the New Zealand people, they go pretty hard on the Saturday evening, which probably I won't be participating in anymore as a parent. But it was Sunday morning and it was 800 points. He had his Thranduil's Halls and I had my Riders of Theoden. He had Thranduil and Legolas and Tauriel, I think, and I had obviously all my lads who you're about to meet, and it was the most intense game. It was so good, and it was like the most fun I've ever had playing. It was very. It sort of felt like George and I were like spectators of the armies fighting each other, and it was sort of like collaborative. I'd be like, you know, I've got this big tactical play that I'm thinking, do you think I should do this or do that? And George would be like, I think I would probably do that if you do this, so maybe you should consider, you know, we were like discussing the tactics of each other's choices. It was very fun. It was just such a great game. I got the win in the end, just. I thought he had it in the bag, and then I pulled off this ridiculous play with gambling. Actually, it might have been day 1. Anyway, I pulled off this insane play with gambling, and Aimer. They, like, set up a heroic combat slingshot to fly up the right-hand flank, and I ended up sending units, like, something like to 24 inches in a turn with a full move, and because the person that I hit the combat with was just in the right spot, and I managed to grab an objective on the final turn and steal the win. It was a very good game. Alright. Yeah, right. Mark says he was stressing overnight and in the morning about this game. Yeah, it was good. It was intense, man. It was intense. Oh dear, oh dear. My god, I'm so hungry. Where's my banana? I forgot to eat breakfast. Paints on a 4-up! Good morning, my dude! Cam has joined us. He says, sorry, I'm only just catching you now. It's okay, I've only just started. I'm pissing. I've already been talking for 26 minutes. This is classic Lockie. So, here, chat, what do you guys want to do? Do you want to meet the army first and have a look at some models, and then I can talk about stuff while I'm painting? Or do you want me to talk about channel and update and stream stuff now before we show the models? Who wants to see the models? I'm sure you guys all want to see the models. I've been talking for 26 minutes. So, I'm going to start getting stuff ready. What have I got here? Okay. I've just got it all laid out in front of me here. You guys can look. Woo! Woohoo! Woohoo! Look, it's all over the table. So, for those of you who don't know, Riders of Theoden, updates now is the only question. I have to go to bed. Before I have to go to bed. Meet the army. Meet the models. Oh my god, you guys, write down. Okay, that's it. I'm showing you the army and we'll talk about the updates. We'll do it. We'll do both. Riders of Theoden, the best way to run it, in my opinion, and I'm right, is maximum heroes, obviously. For those of you who don't know, the army is themed on Theoden's charge of the Pelennor, so you're restricted to only the heroes that were at the Pelennor field. So no Grimbold and no Erkenbrand. It's basically the only things that are relevant. Oh no, I can't take a Hammer. What am I gonna do? So you've got Theoden, Dernhelm, Elfhelm, Daewine, Eomer, Merry, obviously with Dernhelm's horse, and Gamling, of course, with the royal standard. This army has had a sort of tortured history through the SBG meta. When it was first brought out, it was intensely powerful, not just because of the Gamling banner. That's not Gamling. It is Gamling. It's the Gamling bannerless model. Not just because of the Gamling banner, which in my opinion has been nerfed when it shouldn't have been. But the main thing that made it very egregious was a thing called the Dernhelm double tap. So under the wording that still exists in the rulebook, Merry and Eowyn could both grab a point of might from Gamling's banner, because the wording of might generation was hero within range of the banner, not model within range of the banner. And this model is 2 heroes, as defined by the Dernhelm thing. It says Dernhelm is both Merry and Eowyn. So if sort of like this rules as written extreme literal interpretation meant that you could get 2 points of might. But that's been cleared up, that it is just one model that has 2 hero profiles and is thus 1 hero, has been cleared up in the FAQ. So now, Eowyn or Dernhelm isn't as good, but she's still amazing. And then since then, the banner has been nerfed considerably. So Gamling's, I keep picking up the wrong Gamling. Gamling's banner allows you to regenerate points of might. It used to be, and has for 20 years, been any hero within range of 3 inches, and then some idiot had a YouTube channel, and then decided to popularize how amazing this was. And then people played it at tournaments all over the world, and everyone else complained, and Jay got strong-armed in nerfing my army. So it's my own fault. But, yeah, so I think it should have been either every hero on a 4+, I always like the dice rolls, kind of brings a bit of agency, or it should have been Gamling and 1 other hero. But it's just 1 hero now. Heavy nerf. Most of the time I was getting 3 to 4 might points back per turn, now I'm getting 1. Now, it just goes to show that the army is clearly still pretty bloody good, because so many people were like, oh, you know, now Gamling's untakeable, never take Gamling anymore. You're crazy, man, you're crazy. He's unbelievable, so good. Every other army in the game would happily take the banner, but it's just because of what it used to be, people are upset. But I think it has been nerfed too much, but it's probably better this way than it was before. Maybe, I don't know, I don't care. This is the way it is now. Banners, my points, it still works. You just got to play it a little bit better. The main thing that's, in fact, while we're talking about Gamling, let's meet Mr. Gamling. So here is the Gamling model. I'm going to switch to live view for a sec, because I don't actually have a camera that works. I can't see. Okay, stop focusing on my face. There we go. Okay, so this is Gamling. Let me know if this is too overexposed, guys. I think it looks pretty nice. His horse is looking quite good. A lot of his armor is... He's actually in pretty good nick. His face is pretty solid. Yeah, Gamling's... Obviously, he needs to be rebased. He's on the old basing scheme. Sorry. Apparently, I'm incapable of holding a model in front of a camera. Obviously, the big thing that's missing is the banner. So that freehand banner needs to be done. I think I might cheat and get a transfer for him, but he's looking pretty good. Gamling also has another pose. His foot model is basically in about the same condition. The foot model, probably the foot model needs more work on the armor detailing and the gold, so he needs a bit of a touch up. But I also have another Gamling pose. Now this Gamling is this is the Gamling pose from the unreleased Gamling that got done as a made to order, which I then converted, because converting extremely rare and unreleased miniatures is a savage thing to do. I converted him to have a throwing spear. So this guy now represents Forlong from the fiefdoms. So this is the third evolution of my Riders of Theoden army, was to actually stop running Riders of Theoden at all. And there's a whole series of videos on this as well. It was to take an army called the Host of Thengel, which was themed around Theoden's father, Thengel, and young Aragorn, who we have here. Let's meet young Aragorn. So young Aragorn, so this is the Aemma Knight of the Pelennor model. No, not the Knight of the Pelennor model, it's the new plastic Aemma, converted up with a whole bunch of stuff to look like Aragorn wearing Rohan armor. Essentially, when Gamling got nerfed, my answer was to bring back a different might engine. So I wanted to ally in Aragorn King Elisar into Riders of Theoden. Obviously, I lose the Legendary Legion bonuses, but I gain an Aragorn. And so what I decided to do was, okay, let's take the best bits from every list. And there are three really potent green allies, Rohan, Gondor, and fiefdoms. So I was like, well, Forlong's amazing. Let's just take Forlong and one Knight of Dol Amroth. That gives me a Warhorn, which helps with the courage. That gives me of the heroes, which is sort of important. It gives me Aragorn gets the courage bonus as well from the Gondor thing. Forlong's like re-rolling ones to wound. It's pretty spicy. And then you've got then I ended up dropping some heroes, Actually, I think I still ran Gamling. Yes, I did, so I could have 2 points of might generating per turn. So then it was Gamling, Dernhelm, Aemma, Theoden, and then I think Daewine and Elfhelm got dropped, and Forlong and Aragorn came in. I ended up at 800 points. I ended up playing in about 14 models instead of 18 models, or 15 models, so it was a little smaller, which meant that it was even more of a knife edge. So it got harder in some ways, but I cannot stress how insanely valuable King Elisar was to Riders of Theoden, because the big hamstring of Riders of Theoden is you have no natural fight 6. It's fight 5 everywhere, and you've got to strike up. Having Aragorn with an Elven Blade that's wounding on 4s, so you're getting that hitting power all the time, and you're winning on a 3, 4, 5, 6 when you're doing roll-offs for a dual roll, and he's naturally fight 6. It was insane. So I actually think that my custom build is probably more powerful than the Legendary Legion, but the Legendary Legion I love it, and so I'm just going to go back to that, and I'm going to run that, because more than anything, I love screaming death. And death is the Legendary Legion special rule. Once per game, you scream death as loud as you possibly can, and if you're in New Zealand and you scream death, when you scream death, like everyone else in the room screams death, and it's the best thing ever. Usually agitated by Sloane and Declan and George, who will follow my suit and then get the whole room to follow me. It's a good feeling. It's a really good feeling. So I'm more than pretty much for that and the theme. I'm going back to Rise and Theoden, even though I think the other choice is better. Let me just check in on the chat. Good night, Rengar. Thank you for joining us. Absolutely lovely to have you back. Gamling has blonde hair. Yeah. Does he? Yeah, I mean, this is it's like light brown, dirty blonde. You're right, his hair might need a bit more work, though. It's probably not light enough. Hey, Benji's back. Wow, Alex. Unbelievable. I can't believe you're going to sleep the night before you have to represent someone's livelihood. How dare you? Remember that no one likes Royal Knight models. Oh, my God. We have to talk about this. I don't know if Alex has left yet, but... So let's set up a new poll. What list should Mark run? Isengard has taken a screaming win at 100 votes. Now we're going to ask a question in the chat, which is Royal Guard models. The original Royal Guard models. Rohan Royal Guard. And the answer we want is yes or no. Alex thinks they're hideous and ugly and not nice. I think they're the nicest models in the range. It's not even oh, I'm not really a fan and oh, I quite like them. We have the opposite opinions. He thinks they're the worst models in the range. Let's have a look at some Royal Guard. They are amazing. So gorgeous. They're so Perry Brothers. Let me go back to live view for a sec. Here is a Royal Guardsman on horse. He has lost his spear. The horses are trash. Don't get me wrong. Right, so we're not judging the horses here, though. We're judging the Royal Guard themselves. And the Royal Guard on foot are kind of not super dynamic, but they're fine. They're not the worst things in the world. God, I'm having real trouble keeping the middle of the frame here. Here's an unpainted one. Here's a badly painted one. My dismounts are in terrible condition. They need so much work. They're fine. They're not the most exciting models. But check out these bad boys. This is where Rohan Royal Guard is at. I do not know why I can't put a model in the center of frame. So these are the metal Easterling Cataphract horses with Rohan Royal Guard. So this was a project that I was sort of like halfway through, converting all of my Rohan Royal Guard and magnetizing them to metal Cataphract horses. They're not actually armored profile horses, they're just really pretty. So that's why I went with that. Larissa's here! Everyone tick your bingo for Larissa arrives. Look, we got a double bingo! There's a banana and a Larissa arrival. Oh, and coffee. We should add this to the stream. That's Larissa waving. We should add coffee to the bingo, because I now drink coffee, apparently. Thank you, honey.
Did you not drink coffee last?
No, that's how long... Well, it was pretty recent. I started drinking coffee like 3 months ago or something. No, I just went from 0 to addict very quickly. My people are good. Look how many people are watching. All the old hands are back and some new faces as well. Look, we're almost at 100 on the second channel. I mean, I don't even think we used to get this high we used to get to like 60 when I originally moved to the second channel. So people are thirsty. Thirsty. I love it. Oh, sorry. I haven't got the chat live. There we go. We voted what army Mark is taking to Desolation. Not Desolation.
Have you told
League
Mark
Fun.
that you're going to go and play golf on?
Yeah, I told him. No, he knows.
This is really probably not.
This is engaging content. Larissa and I talking about golfing. Get out of here, you.
Where's it?
There,
Oh, that's
well, my face is on camera, so.
Yeah, but
That's not up to date.
well, that's awkward. Maybe I'm in the screen.
Oh, I don't know, are you? No, you're not. You're safe.
Cool. Alright.
You're safe. Everyone is saying hello. Oh, there's a baby in the room. It's right, she's out of shot. Now that you are seductively eating that banana, viewers are only going to increase, says Kenny. Damn straight we are thirsty. Ben says hi, Larissa. Everyone's saying good morning. Mark says golf, golf, golf. Yeah, I'm sure you guys are avidly desperate to know about the New Zealand golfing situation. Whenever Mark and I go to New Zealand, or do anything really, we always play golf and do whatever else we're doing. When he comes down to film battle reports here, like the Pelennor one, we scheduled the whole trip around to when we could play golf and also film the battle reports. So it's, yeah. You can see me finishing the banana over on OnlyFans. Holy fuck. Sorry. I know kids are watching. Oh. Apparently that's just come out of the kettle. There's a good Lord of the Rings story about golf. Yes, there is. Golfing Ball. That's how golf was invented. Battle of Greenfields. Goblin head, straight off and down a rabbit hole. There's babies knocking at my door. Okay, so, Royal Guard. Yes or no? Oh my god, we've got 93% yes. Take that, battle camper. Ah, the children are breaking in. The children are breaking in. You can't come up in Daddy's chair. In fact, the last time we streamed, I don't think that one was even walking. That's how long it's been.
Surely.
It's
walking at 8 months.
It's been longer than 4 months. It said like 100 and... Yeah, okay. It said something like 160 days since I last turned on this channel this morning. It's been ages. It's been too long, guys. I am sorry. We'll talk about that too. Anyway, so while we're talking about the host of Thengel stuff, right? So I converted this guy. This is a son of Earl with a Gondorian lance. This guy is the Knight of Dol Amroth. You can see he's been converted to have Aemir's helmet. He's holding Aemir's helmet. This is a fucking baller conversion, man. It's so cool. So he's got Aemir's helmet tucked under his arm. So this guy was like my Knight of Gondor. Now, unfortunately, no, he was my Knight of Dol Amroth. He went with Forlong. So him and Gamling, these guys are actually not going to be worked on today. Because they are for the other army. And that's not what we're taking to New Zealand. So, same with Aragorn. We're not going to need Aragorn today either. We're going to need Gamling. Oh, here is the amazing dismount, actually. Have a little look at this guy. That is the dismount of that Aemir model. So awesome. A Helming, a Hornblower with a spear conversion. So happy with that. Converting is like my favorite thing. If I could just convert everything and then give my models to Jacques to paint, we'd have a good time. I'd have a great time. I do like painting too, to be honest, but converting is my total jam. Now, I've got a whole bunch of loose Riders of Theoden, Riders of Rohan, Royal Guard, got there eventually. The other thing to just talk about briefly is my Rangers of the North. So the Rangers of the North came in with Aragorn. So these are themed as Dunedain accompanying young Aragorn to fight in the host of Thengel. But their profile is Citadel Guard mounted with bows. Now, I would say that as Citadel Guard mounted have never had horses in models. If we ever get an edition update, I think there is a huge danger that these guys are on the chopping block and we may lose the option for Citadel Guard to even take horses, which would be so sad because I love them so much. They're awesome little units. You get a backline Citadel Guard, he's got bodyguard, he's not running away, he's got a bow, he sits up the back with his longbow, dropping in a couple of shots, he can flank. If you need him in the fight, he's really useful as that extra cavalry support. He is fierce. I just don't see us getting Citadel Guard models. There's so many other things, and unless they change the profile, like made the spear a war spear, then all of a sudden and released a cavalry kit for them, that would be awesome. But they're not taken frequently enough. Obviously, if they had models, they might be taken more, but I love them. They're the best. So these guys, the old metal Gondorian knights that have been hacked in half and had a Citadel Guard stuck on top, and then a cloak sculpted in with terrible green stuffing. It's great. So those guys aren't getting painted today either, because they're not part of today's journey. Today is all about the heroes. So let's have a look at the heroes we do have. We've got Elfhelm. Elfhelm's a beastie boy. He's gorgeous. Get off my face, Fergus. He is beautiful. He is completely finished. We don't need to do anything to him. Maybe maybe a little touch up on his face, actually. I remember being unhappy with his face at the time. But yeah, I put like 14 hours into painting this guy. He still looks really solid. The base probably needs to be redone, but he looks good. And the hair is probably a little extreme as well. So hair and face could do with some work. Dernhelm just probably needs a little touch up here and there. Maybe some improving on the cloak. God, these models need a clean for start. They're covered in dust. And then we've got heaps of Royal Guard. The Royal Guard needs some touch-ups as well. So essentially what we'll do now, I think, you've kind of... Oh, and there's Theoden here. Have a look at Theoden. I think you guys have essentially met the key components. There's some stuff that needs to be done. So what we'll do is we'll sort this all, and we will... I'll come back to the chat. My tongue is still hurting. Yeah, so it used to be that, didn't it? Bow and spear. I think that's purely a decision made because of the models. I love Citadel Guard so much. They're baller, they're baller, they're baller. And the great thing about the Citadel Guard is they're not the Fountain Court, right? We see Fountain Court armies and there's like 30 Fountain Court. That's ridiculous because there should never be that many of them. Now everyone's like, there should only ever be 4 in an army. That's not true. There's just 4 on duty at any one time. There is a whole brigade of them, and they rotate through rosters defending the White Tree. So, it's not the worst thing in the world. I don't mind seeing like a warband of like 12 in an army, but when you see like 30 Fountain Court Guard, it's a bit like, nah, yeah. So like, if the Citadel got charged, then obviously all the Fountain Court Guard would suit up and run out to battle. So like, I don't mind if there's like 12, if your army's like themed around the defense of Minas Tirith. But seeing 30 is, I mean, it's fine if you're just playing a competitive tournament because they're a cool profile, whatever. But if you're worried about theming, I reckon they should put in a unit restriction on them and say that you can only have 12 or something. I think 4 is too few, but lots of people want that. Yes, you're probably right, Dan. Plastic would be the dream, right? But yeah, that's never gonna happen. We'll never get plastic warriors again. Yeah, it was really over 4 months ago. It was a long time. It was a long time. It's been 84 years, says Good Smeagol. Yeah, .gif. They have a cave troll. Dear oh dear. Candy says, come on, man. Riss has been walking for a while now. Stream wasn't that long ago. There's no children watching, says Feldo. Also, Zorp, the children are breaking in. No, I meant that there were children watching potentially. Well, you know, we know Ruth watches sometimes, and I try not to swear on the streams. Hello, Mr. Solo. Hello, hello. Welcome, new sub. All right, let's swing this. The James Palmer says the real question is, when's plastic Faramir coming out? Well, the tinfoil hats are out. With the Faramir being rotated out, right? Faramir and Gothmog, who knows? We'll have to wait and see. That'd be pretty cool. Be interesting to go back to Gondor. Fountain Court Guard shooting. Yeah, so it's Michael says, honestly, every other Minas Tirith model does their job best. Bodyguard and defense, you go for Fountain Court Guard. Shooting, you go for Rangers, and Cav, you go for Knights of Minas Tirith. Flame of Voodoo says this channel was last active during the Second Age. Amazon should have the rights to it. So, here's a question for you guys. What do you think I should do with Amazon? I have deliberately not watched anything. I haven't seen photos. I haven't seen trailers. I haven't even seen spoilers. I have deliberately avoided everything. I have no idea what the show's about. I know nothing. Should I... Because I was sort of saving myself in case I wanted to do something with that. Like... I was thinking, like, I could do a reaction video where I wait until all the trailers are out. I know people have apparently stitched together trailers. I could, like, watch all the trailers at once and do, like, a reaction video. Or even, like, do like, a reaction video for the first episode or something. I hate reaction content. I think it's awful and totally low bar and meaningless. But I feel like this one-off example of, like, the Lord of the Rings Warhammer guy watches the new Lord of the Rings show once might be kind of funny. I don't know if it is of interest to anyone. I just thought in case people wanted to see it, I would avoid everything. And also, I'm too busy to get caught up in the hype machine. I'm too tired. So I'll just wait. And yeah, that's the other thing, James, is it's completely fresh when it does come out. Alright, I'm going to move this camera around and stop talking. As once again, it's been like nearly an hour, we haven't painted anything. Oh, crikey! I haven't looked at Twitch once. It's okay. No one's talking in there. I decided to get all organized today. I'm just going to leave the camera live. Fuck looking professional. Oh, I did it again. No, I need to take my headphones off. Ah! Here, I'll sing the whole music. Oh, I need to move my lamp. Don't you guys remember this? Don't you remember the professionalism of the streams? Now, oh, I need to switch to live view as well because I have. What do we think of this? How's this angle gonna be? I've got my my desk in a different setup to what I used to do because I used to die when I was painting. My back would be so sore. So if I've got a little bit of brushwork here, oh, this works quite well. Shall we do this, guys? Well, perhaps a little less of that. But do we think this is a juicy little angle? We could even go on a little tighter. Yeah, that's very comfortable for me. Can you guys see that nicely and in focus? I'll come back to the chat. Cool. Well, let me know what you guys think of that. I'm gonna swing up this. You guys can have a look at the army while I'm organizing my workbench. There's an old tab. God, my desk is disgusting. Don't look at the background. It's covered in coffee stains and paint. Alright, so let's move all our lads up here. So we'll sort them out. We've got, no, I need to go wide so you guys can see what I'm doing. Royal Guard, Royal Guard, Royal Guard. Oh, that one was heavy. Now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to separate all of them mounted and dismounted. They all magnetize, but they actually all have a corresponding horse because of where the magnets are placed. So we need to work out which one goes with which. There is a bunch of the old riders from the original Pelennor army I did. None of the heroes have been rebased. My goodness, there's a lot to do. There's a lot to do in this army. Let's put all our dismounts. I'll just chuck them over this side. Dismounts, dismounts, dismounts. Oh my goodness, there's a lot to do on this army. There is so much unpainted. There's more horses like that. That's another horse. I'm also missing like a lot of spears for some reason. We've got the riders here, dismounts. Aragorn, you don't need to be here. You don't need to be here. You guys aren't getting painted today. Here's... Oh, now Baragond. I think I actually used to run Baragond as one of the models in that army. You know, that Gondor army. Gave me that extra might point on a bow. Gave me a bow. Which the army doesn't have a lot of. Who is this guy? That guy is a dismount for something from Riders of Thengel. I just kind of grabbed everything that was remotely Rohani and we moved on. So, I currently have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 7 riders. That's interesting. I've only got 8 horses, but I've got 7 Royal Guard. And I should have 2 for the other ones. That's okay. This works. I am slightly more prepared with regard to pallet and cup of water. I've got that all happening. Theoden is looking great, thank you. Yes, he's the first model I ever painted for the army, actually. First model I actually sort of bothered painting well in like the context of this second coming of my Middle-earth playing. With like the, you know, with the it was my first painting channel on the painting tutorial on the channel is what I'm saying. I don't actually need those headphones on because I'm not listening to the music. So long as you do not make any positive or negative comments and remain positive, what? You will be fine. Super crisp and clear. Good, 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 good. So here is Theoden. Let's look at the king. He's a beast. He looks really nice. Did I ever fix his face? Yeah, I think I did. Yeah, so he looks great. I would put him on the table. Apart from his base. His base is my old Pelennor style, which I've upgraded to be rocky. And even that, to be honest, I think I could improve those bases a bit now. It's amazing how your perspective changes. So Theoden's good. We'll put Theoden in the finished pile. We're not going to do basing today. We're looking at painting. Let's start with Eowyn. Shall we start with Eowyn? I think she could use some love. What do we need to do? She's been varnished, so that's why she's so matte. Well, first of all, actually, she just needs an arm. That's what's missing for her. Otherwise, she's in pretty good nick. Face looks good. The cloak could use like a little bit of highlight work. Jeez, it's covered in hair and stuff. She's actually quite good. She's got a little nick there on the horse. So she's got a repair job that needs to be done, but I don't know where that spear is at the moment, so I'm not going to go looking for that on stream. Gamling's in good nick apart from the banner. We looked at him before. And it's covered in dust and hair. Might need a little touch up. But he's not too bad. He's pretty good. His cloak's looking pretty fine as well. Yep, he looks solid. His horse is a bit naff. There's some slightly dodgy blending. Shoot. But he's pretty fine. I think, and then we've got Elfhelm, who you guys haven't met yet either. Not up close anyway. Elfhelm looks absolutely gorgeous. Oh, we wanted to do some stuff on Elfhelm, didn't we? Wanted to glaze back his cheeks. And his hair was a little extreme. So, I think what we're going to do is we're going to redo his hair and face. Let's start with that. I'm going to get a brush. Oh, yeah, right. Okay, channel update. Sorry, I forgot. So, essentially, the reason that there have been no streams is because my workshop at the moment is, and for a long time now, has not been good. It's so small. I'm literally in a tiny, small bedroom for everything I do. Massive terrain, all the painting. And so having to change setups all the time is really painful. And also I'm extremely time poor. I've got so much with the kids and with especially getting ready for different campaigns and things, and getting ready for New Zealand. It's like just finding like the 2 hours every fortnight was like becoming like a huge burden, and I just couldn't do it. But when we moved to New Zealand, I'm going to set up a streaming specific room, which means I'll be able to just drop in and out of streams really easily and really comfortably. But I think the other thing that really holds me back is I kind of despise starting my week streaming, because by the I get into the work of the week at like 1 o'clock on a Monday, and then it feels like the whole day's gone and the week's off to a bad start. So I think that maybe the streams on this time slot need to become like once a month, but then I'd like to stream much more regularly at a time that's much more comfortable to me, which is evenings. So I think, not right now, but potentially in New Zealand, I'd like to start looking at streaming at least once a week, a lot of them in the evenings, and then still do like the big master stream on a Sunday evening UK time, or Monday morning Australian time for you viewers around the world. But so I don't know, what's the time if I'm streaming in the evenings? What's that? It's like it'd be like the middle of the day for you guys, like the afternoon. Which wouldn't be terrible, especially if I was doing it on like Saturday evening, although I'm trying not to work on the weekends because I have a work problem, a work-life balance problem. But so we'll do him next. So essentially, once we get to New Zealand and I get settled in, the streams are going to go absolutely banger. Between now and then, I'm not going to commit to anything, because if I commit to something, I'll just inevitably fail it. But I'm really enjoying Middle-earth and stream ideas again, and I really just want to like hang out and paint with you guys. I miss everyone, so I'm going to try and do it more. I'm not going to set what it is. I'll aim to be back in a fortnight. We'll just see what happens. But I also might just surprise you guys and stream in an evening. And we'll see what happens. I think from now on, I've sort of worked out that a good strategy is going to be doing the painting and gaming streams here on this channel, and then doing the scenery streams over on the main channel, and then using that to promote people to find out about the second channel. I think that's a good way to do it. Someone has to come in and see me, do they? Okie dokie. This is Aimer. Aimer's looking solid. As you can see, he's got a bit of a tip issue. His shaft is okay, but his tip's all over the place. He's missing half his spear, so we need to repair that. And also, maybe a little bit of extra highlights on his leather armor on the horse. It's kind of a little bland. So,
Probably don't turn that.
what's... Oh, yeah, Elodie, don't turn the camera off. The people need to see. The people need to see. How's his face? His face looks good. It's not showing super well on camera, but it's quite good in the flesh. So Aim is in pretty good shape. He basically needs maybe a little dry brush and a little bit of his spear repair. So we'll put him with Eowyn, because he's at about the same level of work that needs to be done as Eowyn. Elfhelm's got a little bit more. Those two are completed. What are my other heroes? 5, 6, 7. There should be one more hero, right? Elfhelm, Gamling. Oh, Daewine. Yes, Daewine is missing. I do not know where Daewine is.
Daddy, can you bye-bye?
Bye.
Bye-bye.
See ya, honey.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, Daddy's the best. I'd want to hang out with me too. If we just have a look at this guy here, actually, here's a great example of what Elfhelm's hair should have looked like. So if we compare the pair, this is the difference in painting of like 2 years. Considerable, right? So how did we do that? That just looks like a yellow base with a bony kind of highlight and a glaze. So yeah, I think I'll literally just repaint his hair. So streams are definitely gonna become much more regular once we're in New Zealand. I'll try and get them as regular as I can while I'm here in Australia. We'll see how we go. I'm gonna start getting some paints ready. Oh, for goodness sake, really? Is the video gone? Oh no, I see. If the baby turned the camera off. Oh, you scared me, Kenny. He said, wouldn't be the first time we sat here listening with no video. I thought you meant that the camera had switched off ages ago, because I haven't been looking at the stream chat for like 15 minutes. What is the battery on? Let's check that now. 37%. We're sorted. Sundays at 5 o'clock is perfect. I'll have to catch the evening streams on rerun then. Yeah. 17 US Central. Yeah, I see what you're saying. Cool. All right, let me get some paints. Let's work with Gamling on Elfhelm's hair. This has been bothering me for years. Yeah, Sunburst Yellow to do a rebase. We need some... Oh, let's crack open some of the new shades. Where did they go? I think I'll just use my old Seraphim sepia. I can't be bothered looking for the new stuff. I think it was Seraphim that I glazed this with, off memory. It was a long time ago, though. Man, I've got a lot of paints. We'll need Reichland, because I think I want to work on his flesh a little bit. So Seraphim, Reichland, we'll get the yellow, and I'll get my bone. Bone white. Get over here, bone white. Right, that should be enough now. We'll just find some. Oh, I need a brush. Redgrass sent me some brushes. What are these? Oh, that's a... Oh, I have so many new brushes. When we were at the, hang on, I'm coming back. I'm just trying to find a brush. Sorry, guys. There she is. There's Old Faithful. Look at this beast. Love this brush. I don't know what it is. It's the Redgrass size 2. Absolutely love this brush. So what we're going to do is we're going to rebase this yellow. Man, who knows how long these paints have been used. I haven't painted minis in a long time. Oh, it's getting solid, but it isn't solid. I'll need to put some agitators in there. Need to get my brush happening here. I find that when you thin this, Flash gets yellow, not Sunburst yellow. It goes quite, like greeny yellow. This is actually too thin. Too thin. I don't know if it was this. Oh, actually, I know what I did. I think I mixed in. Some khaki from the beginning. That's how I got rid of the yellow kick. So even the base coat had a tiny bit of bone in it. Just helps desaturate it. It's just way too intense. Yes, yes, that's where we want to be. That's where we want to be. It's also a bit of a thicker body tone as well. Now let's actually get his hairline all the way up to his skin this time. I must remember to do his beard too. Painting. Yep, so we'll get this yellow down, and then we'll give him a little glaze, and he should look pretty sweet, I think. Should be some pretty, like, quick work, moving fairly fast from model to model today. It's still intensely yellow. But that's okay. We'll let that, we can tint that and desaturate it. Now I've got to get in and get a little bit more on the beard. I actually quite like his beard the way it is, so I might not mess with that. We'll put a little bit of work into his skin. I've already tried to fix it once, but it's not particularly well done enough. Good night. Thanks for joining in, Deuce. Is there more Middle-earth content in store for the main channel, Jack? Yeah, fire questions at me, guys. Give me stuff to talk about while I'm tigging away on the painting models. So I've actually got a big update video coming out. I don't know if I'll put it out tonight. Might put it out on Tuesday night. It's all finished and approved. It's got a sponsor that needs to go out by a certain date, so I think it's Tuesday. Marky says, how good is this being back on? Welcome back to everyone in the chat. This is sick. I know, I've missed it too so much, man. It's just so nice hanging out with everyone. So yeah, Middle-earth, absolutely heaps of Middle-earth. I've essentially got a whole video dedicated to answering that, as well as answering questions about the system more in general. I really love the video. It's really cool. There we go. Just washing him, giving him a bit of Reichland to pump up his face a little bit more. While that dries, we'll move on to the next guy. Yes, Dol Guldur is coming back as well. So we've got essentially I was gonna try and block out Heresy and smash it out in one block, but the views have dropped off massively. because basically I think my core audience is just not that interested, which means that when the core audience don't click on it, YouTube just like buries the algorithm, buries the video in the algorithm. So I need to alternate maybe between Middle-earth content and heresy content to keep everyone happy. So I think I'll, instead of pushing straight into episode 3 and 4 of Heresy, I'll switch, put out a couple of Middle-earth videos, and then switch back. We'll just see how we go. I'll just have to keep adapting depending on how things go. While Elfhelm's drying, I'm going to switch up to... we wanted to look at AMR's horse. So I've got some really nice leather horse armor on this Theoden. He looks gorgeous. That is like a 6-step highlight on all of those bits of leather. We're not going to do that, but if I can get that close to that with just like one more little layer, that would be really awesome, I think. It honestly just needs a little dry brush. We don't even need to like pick stuff out manually because it's a much finer weave as well, and it's the old metal horse. It's actually Theoden's old metal horse. I am going to grab a dry brush. What do I got? I've got all these crazy. Here we go. I've got like Citadel brushes for the first time. When I went to the contrast paint thing. They just had like heaps of brushes and just threw them at us basically. Yeah, that'll be the right sort of size. Okay, let's get, I think I want like an earthy color. Khaki, where's earth? I've got a color in mind that I know I own. I think it's called Earth by Vallejo. Plague brown, dark flesh tone. Yeah, alright. I feel like this is what I want. Oh, I need blotting paper. Hey Riss, are you just near the door? Yeah, could you bring me a piece of paper towel? Yeah, thanks son. I forgot to get it. Alright, let's have a look at if Earth is in the ballpark. Oh wow, that's really watery. I'm gonna need to put an agitator in there and belt the crap out of it. Aaron Noonan, you'll be happy to see I finally got agitators after talking about it on the stream for 2 years. Here you go, here's a lesson on how to put agitators in. You take the top off, you put the agitator in, you put the top back on. It's pretty difficult. Pretty difficult. I just got these off eBay.
Yeah.
Thank you. Yeah, that's fine. Yep, it's all good, it's all good. Yeah, she's fine. Yeah. Alright, you can go to the glass balls.
Okay, you can look at your couples back too.
Hello, honey. I have a baby on my back.
Baby's obsessed with him.
And now I shaky, 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 and the glass bounces around inside, and then hopefully the paint should be a bit thicker. Let's have a look.
Oh, I see. They desperately need to see your toothbrush, do they?
There we go. Oh, you're gonna show them on... Oh yeah, show the chat your toothbrush, Elodie.
She's trying really hard.
The camera's there. Oh wow, look at your toothbrush.
Yeah, wow.
Amazing. Amazing.
You know you can't.
Alright, so we get a little bit of this stuff. Yeah, look how much thicker that is now. I don't know if you guys can... No, you can't see my blotting paper. It's just off to the side. I don't actually know if this is the right color. It's kind of this sort of lighter brown. I think it's going to work. Let's just give it a try. See how we go. This way. Get in focus. There we go. I'm just going to give it a really gentle kick. Focusing. Oh, yes. This is exactly what we want. Just building up the detail with a nice, easy dry brush. How good is that? I'm going to do an all-over pass with this color. And then I'm going to come back with an even lighter color and just do that across the top to really, to sort of sell, you know, a bit of realistic lighting. I don't want to go too far. I think I'll also knock it all back with a wash again. I'll use the new Nuln Oil because it's really good at just going into the recesses. Absolutely love the new Nuln Oil. And that'll help that definition because it's almost gone like a little bit too brown now. So I want some of that red back, but that's looking fine. I've got a little bit of this bone here. I'll just grab a bit of that and mix it into the brown just to lighten that a little. Just by a tone. Take all the paint off the brush, and then I'm just going to do some really gentle highlights just along the top, because it should be lightest where the sunlight is hitting it. Maybe just a tiny bit here where his leg's poking out and making it bright. That's pretty cool. So I'm liking that, but I've lost some of the redness, so I think I'm actually going to put that back in by washing the leather, maybe with Reikland Flesh Shade. You know what? It's what are the new shades called? Is there a new red shade? Let's have a look. Let me just Google that real quick. Yeah, it's awesome. The new Nuln Oils. I love Nuln Oil, but I always hated how it stained midtones. And now it doesn't. It's like they've literally fixed everything that was wrong with Nuln Oil, and people are whinging about it. It's awesome. New shades. Games Workshop. Here we go. What are the new shades called? There are... Ooh, Targor Raid Shade? Maybe that's what I want. That sounds red. Okay, so there is a new red. Targor Raid Shade. Oh, and Berserker Blood Shade. Oh, yeah. Wait, does that mean that Reikland Flesh Shade is gone? No, I don't think so. No, this is like Seraphim Sepia and all that good stuff. Yeah, I mean, I get why people are like, oh, the formula's changed and I'm halfway through painting an army. That always sucks, but there's plenty. Just keep using your old pots. Be easy enough to get there. Targor is a bit of a reddy purple. Oh, Caribou Crimson, of course. I'm forgetting. Alright, now where I put them is another question. Here they are. Alright. Time to find them. They're in here somewhere. Oh, they're not even the different color, the different size pots anymore. How am I gonna find them in there? So we're looking for any of the... Okay, alright, I think Reikland might still be the way to go. Oh wow, look at that. Berserker Bloodshade's on the top. So Berserker Bloodshade might be one that's worth trying. Otherwise, Caribou Crimson is probably the way to go. I could also thin down a contrast. But that's probably going a little over the top for... Sigvold Burgundy is so nice. There's Drakenhof Nightshade, that's too purple. Oh, Caribou Crimson. God, that was... What a fluke, man. What a fluke. Just 40-something paints in there. I just haven't got them out and sorted them yet. That's the bag they arrived from GW in. So if we look at Caribou Crimson, that's intensely pink. Someone said that, and you're absolutely right. That is gnarly. I'm not putting that anywhere near leather. Let's have a look at Berserker Bloodshade. Oh, whoops, I'm still on wide. You guys don't need to see all that crap on the floor. Alright, Berserker Bloodshade. Still purple. Still purple. Sometimes you can't really sort of see a color profile until you look at it on a palette. That's actually not bad. I know I'm putting it on a wet palette, but we have a look at that versus... I'm not going to bother finding the new Reikland Flesh Shade. This one will do fine. So these are sort of our options. We've got like a real reddy brown, a real browny red, or a slightly red brown. They're essentially our options. I'm thinking this one to move it towards the red leather space. In fact, I'll just grab it off here. Now, you guys said test it first. Now, while I agree with you, no. Let's have a look and see what we think. Yeah, we needed the saturation of the red. This is baller. This is exactly what we needed. Oh, that looks really good. Okay, my only issue is that I can't even remember which paint this was. I think it was Berserker Bloodshade, wasn't it? Yeah. Because Caribou Crimson was really pink. That is looking fine. There we go. We lightened it all up with a bit of a dry brush to get the right sort of tone with browns and creams, and now we're just darkening it back a little bit, as well as giving it just a little tint into the red space, which is what we're looking for. I'm trying to keep it just on the paneling so that the straps have a point of difference. There we go. Nice, 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 nice. That looks awesome. Let's just slap a little bit of this stuff down on his red armor. It's quite nice. Let's work it into some of those red spots. They've been a bit flattened by the varnish, so I'm not hugely averse to kind of lifting it up a little in vibrancy, pushing it down in luminance. That looks good. Loving that. That is, apart from Aomer's spear, that's Aomer done. That's his horse armor complete. Let's jump back to Elfhelm now. We'll have a look at how his hair has come up. Now that's dried. So there we go. We've got a nice even base tone. It's still too extreme. We'll push that back with Seraphim Sepia, and we'll really desaturate that with the highlights. Now, it wouldn't be Zorpazorp if I didn't work with all my shade pots open. That's way too much shade. Get off my brush. So we'll push it back with Seraphim. That already darkens and desaturates it, which is fantastic. Oh my goodness. So it's like 85,000 times % better. We just need to get that desaturated highlight in, and we will be gravy. So that Reikland flesh shade on his face has dried nicely. His face is very kind of... It looks fine. He's just maybe... He's pretty tan, but I think that's okay. Like, he is out in the sun, riding around and stuff. I think he looks good. So his hair will need a highlight. We'll just let that dry. Who is our next victim? What color is it? I missed it. That was the Berserker Bloodshade that did that nice red. Thanks for watching, Dan. We'll see you soon, dude. Yeah, sorry, Manny. You're struck out there. It was the Berserker Bloodshade. Was that colour there. So your Aomer's done, Theoden's done, Gamling's done, Elfhelm needs just a tiny bit of highlight on the hair. Eowyn just needs a little repair job, and then she's good to go. Tell you what, while I'm here, let's just quickly fix up her horse. She's got a little scratch here on the horse that we need to get rid of. So that's going to be a repair job with dark flesh tone, I think. Where's my dark flesh stone gone? Here she is. He's got an agitator in him, I can hear it. How are we going? 9:22. We're going for just over an hour. That's all good. 60% of the time I'm right every time, says Matt. So let's have a look at some dark flesh tone. That might be the right sort of space. Just drag it out across the palette. Might be a little light. It's definitely brighter. Yeah, it's a little bit brighter. I'll mix in some dark flesh tone. Not dark flesh tone, some charred brown. Just sort of wet blend in a little bit of texture. If you guys want to see some amazing horse painting... Oh man, I think this might be completely out of paint. If you guys want to see some awesome horse painting, go and check out Alex's video on Battle Camper, where he like paints horses among real horses. It's awesome. It's so cool. As someone who has been through that horse painting pain. Oh, it's too thick, man. Too thick. This is actually all... Both of these colours are lighter. And that is because this section of the horse has been varnished. That's what's happening here. I'm just going to bring in water, effectively, and try and feather this layer. Just don't want to ruin the beautiful tone I have already. So essentially I'm going to have to build a new highlight along this muscle, which is fine. I don't mind doing that. Of course, it's probably a little darker than it needed to be anyway. Just to keep the continuity, I'll put the highlight in on some of these other muscles down here. Just to help it read, so that it's not just this one place where the highlight is. Oh, I've really missed painting. Then I'll put in a second highlight running down this vein of the neck. Nice hand. Oh, am I not showing the model again, am I? Let's come out a little. Give some protection against my silliness. I'll just work in a little bit of red just along the seam there. Just along the very top of the muscle. So that this little bit of red is going to draw the eye rather than the part that I already painted. This ankle needs a bit of... should be much brighter than it is because it's sticking out from underneath. God, I love painting when it works. Yep, so that looks better already. I want to do the whole horse like this now and just lift it up a tone with these highlights. The varnish has really sucked all the life out of the horse tone. Anyway, point being, I don't think anymore we can see that scratch. You are. Just thought I'd bring back 2020 Lucky vibes, says Bryce. Alright. Once that dries, I think that will look quite nice. That is Eowyn's horse fixed. I might just do a tiny bit of highlight work while we're here, just on the horse's face. Just to elevate him a little bit on the cheekbone. Beautiful. So I think we have officially smashed Alex on that Riders of Theoden thing. See you, Marky. I'll talk to you later in the week about me coming up to Toowoomba this week. Okay, what's next? So, we've moved through our heroes. I think we can probably put down our... it's probably too soon. We'll let that dry a little bit more. What's the longest time you've spent painting straight that's not for a video? Oh, I don't know. Definitely the longest will be for videos. Just like... Probably not that much in a stretch. Maybe a day. Maybe like, you know, just a 10-hour block, probably. I've done 24 hours before for streams. So this is our awesome guy. We don't need him because he's for our other army. As gorgeous as he is. Sometimes I just use him as a rider anyway because he's just so pretty. Or I use him as a captain. Count that as a throwing spear. He's really nice. Now what we want to do is check off our horses. So we have... Let's match up all of our horses to our riders. That's a good start. That guy doesn't have a number. That's not a good start. Number 6. Okay, we're looking for horse number 6. We got number 4. Number 3. Number 7. Number 2. In Roman numerals, just to confuse everything. Number 6. Alright, so this guy goes on him. Do all those pairs. Number 5. This is rider number 4. Oh, I think that was horse number 4 back there, wasn't it? Yep. Number 4, number 4. What do we got here? That's number 1. Number 2. I think that was number 2. I'll have a look. Number 5. Number 5! There we go. This guy goes with this horse. They're all paired up based on their sort of posing. This is number 3. Horse 3 was this one. Oh, look at that. I'm getting it now. It's all coming back. Number 3. Now, this guy doesn't have a throwing spear, so he's not really a priority, to be honest. This is very rare. I don't take horse with throwing spears. Number 7, I think, is actually Baragon's horse. Number 1. That's number 1. And here, I'll put this over there so you guys can see me assembling a little army. Sorry about that. This is number 8. So I think that must be you. Oh, you don't even have a magnet yet. You've just been clipped straight off a thing. There we go. That's why. That all makes sense now. So I've got 2 spare horses, which would have been my Baragon horses. Oh, wow! Look at you! Elodie's just come in with her ski jacket on, ladies and gentlemen.
Hazel's, I touched Hazel's new pants on her, and then Elodie demanded.
Elodie demanded to wear her ski jacket. That checks out. That checks out.
She wanted to show me.
Alright.
Ready?
Yeah, the 24-hour challenges are brutal. Glenn says, what's the Royal Guard pop-up about? The Royal Guard pop-up is Royal Guard yes or no. It's pretty self-explanatory. I don't know how you didn't understand. Very well-written question. The Royal Guard is referring to an insane person that we all know called Alex from Battle Camper who doesn't like these models. And he's a crazy person because these models are amazing. So, I need 12 Royal Guard. In my 800-point list. Ooh, is it 12? I tell you what, guys. Let's look up my 800-point list. Let's find the 800-point list that I took to the place. Middle Earth army lists. All right, we're looking for Riders of Theoden 800 lists. 800 points even. I've got my Rohondor lists, Black Riders, Theodred's Guard. Sorry, I'm in my folders at the moment, which you guys can't see. Wayne Riders. Damn it, where's my list? I want to know my exact list, because I should take the exact same thing again. For, like, the theme. Oh, actually, it would be in the old video. Otherwise, it would... Oh, Riders of Theoden 750. Here's Riders of Theoden 750. You know what? Let's see if I can set up a screen share and you guys can watch me write my list. So I'll cut this. Oh, that's not what I wanted to cut, was it? Sorry guys, I disappeared for a moment there. No, I want to close that. Alright, you can still hear the music, you can see the thing, this is good. Let's add a new input. Desktop capture? Is that a thing that can work? Local desktop capture? Display one? Is that gonna work? Hey, look at that! Okay. So, this is what the streaming window looks like, guys. I didn't know I could do this. I thought this didn't work for some reason. I think it doesn't work for video off memory. Its frame rate is like really terrible. Anyway, so we are here. We are on, this is the Lonely Knight Army Builder. This is my 750 point Rohan list that I was playing with the other day. So I've got an extra 50 points. I can't add any heroes. Everyone's got their throwing spears. I can't add anything. The only thing I can do is throw in more models. Oh, I tell you who I'm missing. I'm missing my second Royal Guard with banner. That's what I've dropped. So if I grab another Royal Guard and I put it in Theoden's warband, so that he has the banner behind him, or does he go in Eomer's warband? Because Gamling is often operating in close proximity to Theoden. This is a tactical decision. It's not relevant right now, so we'll just add a little 1 to this column. And then that adds, look at that, that adds 92 points. Not 92 points, it adds 42 points, which takes us to 8 points remaining. Now this is why I started having Rohan Royal Guard who didn't have spears. Is because I started messing around with my spears and who didn't have spears. So I think I ended up dropping the spears off Dernhelm because they so rarely do anything. That frees up another 5 points. And now I've got 13 points remaining. And then 2 of these Royal Guard become Royal Guard on horse with no throwing spears. And I think I put like 1 of them in one and 1 of them in another. So let's go like 1, 1, 1. Or maybe 2 here. We'll delete that. And we'll go 1, 1, 1. Nope, I've got that wrong. 2. No, hang on. This isn't right. There is a way to get more points. Okay, let's just control set everything. So what I had was that. I've got 87 points now, so I should be able to change 1 of these Royal Guard to a Royal Guard with just a sword. And then that gives me 85 points free, which is the exact cost of 1 extra Royal Guard. So there we go. Now I have 18 units instead of 17. And I've freed up a Royal Guard. So this is why I have 2 Royal Guard without spears. This is my exact 800 point list. Even the spear, even the Royal Guard with banner actually has throwing spears. So let's just, let me switch back to the live feed. There you go. Time to steal Lockie's credit card details. Okay, just let me know those weren't actually on the screen, were they? I'm just trying to think. They weren't on the screen, were they? Surely not. I can't see anywhere my credit card details are on the screen. You've terrified me. After getting hacked pretty substantially recently. So, if we have a look here, this is why I've got a couple of Royal Guard who have swords. So let's start with these guys, now that we know they are actually going to be coming. This guy's looking pretty damn good. He just needs a little uptick work on his sword, and the silver metal on the horse itself is very lackluster. So we'll begin with the rider. We're going to fix his sword first. I guess we're just beginning with the metal. Now, when I painted this army, I didn't have the greatest silver paint ever, and I now do. In fact, I have more of them. Because I got another one from GW when I was there. Aha! Look at this. I just they had paints on the paint table, so I grabbed 3 metallics to take home. I've got Iron Hand Steel and Canoptic Alloy and a new lead belcher. So bloody Canoptic Alloy is like the greatest Games Workshop metallic ever. It is so good. So I'm just going to put a nice, gentle... Oh, actually, well, assuming I've got the Canoptic Alloy out, we're going to start with the horse. I should have put Lead Belcher on the sword first, but it doesn't matter. What we're going to do is just ever so gently pick out all of the horse scales. Just the tip. And the edge, maybe. And if you can actually do this sort of cheating by keeping your brush sort of horizontal to the surface. And then you can kind of hit them all at once. And that will not go into the recesses. It's called overbrushing. Just hits the top. A couple up there who don't even have a base coat. Who painted this crap? Jesus. Iron Hand Steel is a favorite. Flame of Udence is where is the Discord. The Discord is, it has a general chat that anyone can access. Oh, actually, no, I think it only has... Basically, it's the Patreon Discord is what they're referring to. I actually don't think it has a general chat anymore. Or it never did. What am I talking about? That was a different Discord. There's a chat that anyone can access for logistics, but the Discord they're talking about is locked to Patreon. There we go. Look how much better that silver looks. It's just got so much more presence and pop. Compare it to the other side. Flat, gross, nothingness, big, bright pop. So that is the varnish killing it in a lot of ways. So often I find that I'll varnish it and then I'll put like a few highlights back in. So it's got the protection of the varnish. But a little bit of the vibrancy comes back. And then if you chip off some of the highlights, doesn't matter because the varnished base coat and mid-tone is underneath. Thank you, the dude. Glad you're enjoying. Hey, here's a question, guys. How did you find out about the stream today? Did you get a notification from this channel? Did you see the community post on the main channel? Or did you see a post on Facebook? What reminded you, or what showed you that the chat was on? Okay, so that's that fixed. I'm also just going to grab some lead belcher. It's just so satisfying, man. I've been wanting to fix up this army for so long. So this is just some lead belcher. This is that beautiful silvery base tone. And I'm just going to put that down over this. Basically, it's stripped back to the primer here. The grey primer is showing through. The metallic is flaked off. Not going to be able to get rid of that paint flake, but that's fine. And then I'll just work in more canoptic alloy, just to highlight the edges, bring back a little bit of presence. People do all sorts of crazy things with their swords and just their models in general. Beyond me sometimes. It's silver. It's doing the job. Now, we've got the same problem here on this Royal Guard. He pretty desperately needs some life brought back into his silver. I think... would that be on camera? Maybe not. Oh yeah, cool, okay. Facebook, Discord, Facebook, notification from this channel, Facebook. Okay, cool. Popped up in subscriptions. A big mix, basically. Keep doing all of those things, Lucky. I'm just overbrushing this. Bring back the silver. Same with this chainmail up here. Oh wow! This hasn't even been painted. Look, it's brown. It's brown primer. I have no idea why this is brown, but anyway, it is brown. So silver chainmail, a scale mail, I should say. Silver scale mail. Going in there, and then I'll go back to Canoptic alloy. I'm just going to wet blend over the top, it's fine. Just adding in the highlights. Suppose that ought to be null oil. Might null oil everything. Once I'm happy with the level of brightness I've achieved. Need some streak. Just so sparkly. Love it. Yeah, I might re-null oil some of these scales. I'm just putting down a second coat of the brightened silver on the regions that can be seen around his legs, just to make them have a little bit brighter on them, a little bit more light, because his legs will be blocking those, creating shadows. He just needs a little bit of null oil. Come back to him in a sec. Let's check back in with our beloved elf helm. Paint water tastes disgusting. Oh, we lost the camera. We lost the camera. Look, I caught it. We're fine. Hold. And we're back. Oh, yep, we're good. Unfortunately, I saw it on the stream, so there will be a moment of black. Bingo! Yo, everyone, hobby bingo. Board Game Woodsman says, I only play SBG, but I've enjoyed the Horus Heresy videos. Excellent job. Thank you very much. Okie dokie. Right, we were working on elf helm. I was about to do elf helms here. Oh, I forgot to wash out my dry brush. Naughty me. Sorry, I'll just wash this out. Brand new dry brush and it's already stained brown. That's what you like. Jolly good. Say, I like that. I like those synthetic brushes. They're nice. Where did I just put my paintbrush? I think I yeeted it across the room as I was flailing to plug in my battery. Anybody seen my paintbrush? Yell at in the chat if you see it. No, I have totally flung it to the other side of the room in a furious panic, I think. Did I drop it on the ground here? Paintbrush, wherefore art thou? Oh wow, moving a pot around while open. That's a killer approach. Alright, time for a replacement brush. Old favorite has been yeeted. I'll find him later. What are we doing? We're doing heads on the small. Aha! No, that's not what I want. Red grass number 2! No. You'll do. Alright, we're swapping from red grass to Scale Modeler Supply, an Aussie brand. Okay. We want elf helm. Let's get a little bit of this beige and work it into a yellow, but we want like super beige. Yeah, this is the kind of color we want. This pastel-y beige. I think this might be too thin though. Just sort of soaking the moisture out of my brush there. This is a huge brush, but that doesn't matter. It's all about the tip. I'm going to come in. You can see it's already been desaturated by the Seraphim Sepia. And then when we come and add in these really desaturated highlights, it really pulls it back. Just want to keep this out of the recesses, but midtones and highlights are well fair game. Well fair game. Oh, I've been wanting to fix his hair for like years. Just never done it. That looks considerably better. I'm also going to apply some of this highlight to the beard. Oh, cool. Our chat has been hacked. Look at this. How do I get rid of this guy? Hide user on channel. Alright. I can zoom in a touch, yes. Literally a touch. Am I in shot now? I think I will be. Alright, let's finish off that hair there. So, that is a beautiful, nice, desaturated straw-haired yellow. Unlike the insanely gross yellow we had before. If you have a look, that's much closer to the reference yellow that we were talking about. It's a little bit more gold, but I'm okay with that. It's alright if it looks slightly different. So that is Elfhelm fully complete. Happy with him. Get him into final position so you guys can have a nice look. His basing needs work, but we're doing that another day. So that is all the heroes done mounted. I think. Yeah, except for Daewine, because he's somewhere in an army case that I haven't found yet. Let's go back to this guy. So this guy's going to get a little null noil. So we might do all the null noils at the end. Let's jump into our next Rider of Rohan. We'll keep going with our sword guys. We'll finish the sword guy themes. Where's the other sword guy? There he is. Let's just have a general look at the model first. And see what we think. So the horse needs some work. The horse needs some work. Maybe some glazing. Once again, the metallics need work. And the cloak needs work as well. Something strange has happened there. Oh yes, I drilled all the way through when putting the magnet in by accident and green stuffed it. And that hasn't been repainted. So let's start with that. Let's grab some Caliban green. Aha! We need Caliban and Warpstone glow. I'll just give these a shake, man. Who knows how long it's been since I used these. Look at that. Not even remotely dried out. Loving it. So I'll thin this off just on the palette. And we want to essentially just rebase this region. But I'll probably end up doing a fair bit around the cloak so that I can get it matching nicely. So we'll do this whole region. So that looks pretty good. Oh, there's actually a chip over here as well, which I can fix while I'm here. Probably going to end up just redoing the whole backside of the cloak, which I'm fine with. Alright, so that's the dark green down. Obviously the physical damage is there, but it's fine. Then I'm going to grab a bit of Warpstone glow, and I'm just going to wet blend my highlights straight into the Warpstone glow, just like I always do. Just shaking up my Warpstone glow. Go away. I just deleted this person. How are they still spamming my chat? Hey Matthias, thank you for joining us. Still 70 of you guys tuning in. Really cool to be hanging out with everyone again. Alright, so I'll just lighten off that Caliban with some Warpstone glow to get a nice mid-tone. I'm just going to work straight into the wet layer, picking out the recessed folds. Yeah, I did block. I think it was like a second profile with the same name. So the first one was blocked. We've made it. People are spamming the chat. Well, bots, not people. Alright, that is the green cloak fixed up and subtly highlighted. Varnish really flattens everything. You almost need to go intensely over the top when you get to varnish stuff. Grab a little bit of this lighter region here with the warpstone. We'll just put a tiny little kick. Tiny little kick in some of these areas. Really hide the join with the brighter green. It's quite thin as well, so as this dries it'll blend in even more. Yeah, that looks so much better. Gives the cloak a little bit of a lift. Gets it back into that really Rohan green. Thanks, Alexi. Yeah, my favourite game too. Heresy's great, but Middle-earth is king. I've been spending the last week making some crazy plans for Middle-earth for like late next year. It's been very exciting. Alright, let's do some silver for this guy now. We want to jump on the Canoptic Alloy train. We don't need to put any lead belcher down this time, so we're just rebuilding highlights after the varnish. Get some of this water out. Now we're just going to try and... Ooh. Just rebuilding the highlight profile on the silver. Oh, and also covering up some of this gold that's not meant to be on the silver. Just building up those shiny pricks of light on the top of the scales. Oh, that's good. Oh man, like 2-3 years. Aaron? Yeah. I got most of my content blocked out for, I know everything I'm making in 2023. I obviously know the rest of this year. That's as far as I've gone. It's not... at one stage it was about 3 years in advance. But I've pulled back that. Because I'm in a bit of flux at the moment. I'm sort of... still finding out what is the best direction. I mean, look, it depends on what you mean. Like, I have 5 years of content ideas in my head. I don't know what order I'm making them in. In terms of what's actually planned, all of this year and all of next year. Aaron says, dude, that's crazy. Is there room for altering depending on what releases come out? I leave room in the schedule. So I leave blocks for when I know things are going to be coming out. Plus, also like for instance, 10th edition 40k. Everybody knows that's coming out next June. There's been a major Warhammer box set every June, every year for like 5 years, and 10th edition's time to be renewed. So that will be the next big box. So you know I can plan right. The Blood Ravens campaign. Is going to come out there, and so I can just leave space for it, and then if I'm wrong and that guess is incorrect, then I just adapt. Same as, you know, there's usually been something that gets released for Middle-earth in certain months of the year, so I leave blocks depending on if I'm going to cover them. So I've got a big block, you know, set aside for the next Middle-earth release. So yeah, I sort of plan like that. Everything's planned. My brand is all about planning, just too much planning. That's the problem. I have sort of longer scale timelines as well. Like I have plans for the next 10 and 15 years as well. But those are very, sort of, that's what I want. I want to achieve that, and that in the next decade. But that's very much, you know, who knows? See how that goes. I suppose they're more goals than plans. I actually talk about that in my next video, Maddie, about Rings of Power. I finally sort of address it, because I haven't talked about it publicly. Chatted on stream, but not on the main channel. My guess would be that we won't get anything, and if we do get anything, it will be after Season 1 has launched, so Games Workshop can see if the show is going to be successful or not first. I seriously doubt they have. Honestly, my long-term feelings are that they won't do anything. But I would love that not to be true. But we'll see. Maybe if the show is successful enough, they'll want to jump on the bandwagon and get involved. Okay, so that's the metalwork. I think what we might do is we might just do a metalwork run. And I'll just keep doing it, because all of these silvers need to be done on, like, every model. So they all need to be re-highlighted and then lead belched to bring them back to life. Let's have a little compare. So here is one that has been highlighted. And here is one that hasn't. Like, you can see how massive it is. It's massive. The relighting of the silver. Oh, was that even in camera? Sorry if it wasn't. I'll bring it down a little. I'm not on live view. I don't think Amazon will bother doing, like, their own game in-house. But I think there is a potential... I could be wrong. I think there's a potential for someone to challenge Games Workshop's market hold. Like Fantasy Flight did with Star Wars Legion, which Games Workshop should never have passed on. Luckily, Asmodee are such a joke of a company that they've completely screwed it anyway, so Games Workshop kind of got away with that. But they definitely made the wrong call there, not licensing the IP. Good for the consumer, though. We always like competition and extra companies in the market making cool stuff. But yeah, man. Fantasy Flight and Asmodee fucking blew that. Atomic Mass Games are doing alright with it now, picking up the pieces. So good luck to them. Hopefully they do well enough. But they'll be fighting an uphill battle. So maybe that will happen with Rings of Power. Maybe another company will jump on it before Games Workshop do. Personally, I hope that doesn't happen. I hope Games Workshop licenses it and makes content for it. Because I'd like it to all be one congruent system that works together. And our rule set is, like, arguably the best rule set of all time, so it's phenomenal. So I'd rather it be that rule set than another one. Alright, let's work on this, touch up this silver on the rider now. I've done the horse. Need to put a bit more canoptic alloy on my palette here. Yeah, Feldo, I mean, it's gorgeous. It's Rick Priestley at his finest. I actually talk about this in this week's video as well. You guys are getting a nice little spoiler. Yeah, the game's unbelievable. It's simple to get into for anyone, and absolutely intensely difficult to master. I have been playing this game for 20-something years, and it's still intensely rewarding. Now you're doing it. I'm hot property at the moment. All the kids want to come in. I'm just going to take this rider off while I check off this horse. Telics haven't quite worked as well on this guy. They're better, but they're not that great. A wash will hopefully really save him. And I'm just going to hold this guy by the feet. Luckily, this is all varnished, so it makes it pretty forgiving to just like hold it. I'm going to try and be a little bit more careful with picking out some of these scales. Uh-oh, I've put a piece of gross fluff on my model. There we go. There we go, bit of silver there. And also I'm noticing that the silver on the helmet has been like insanely flattened. So I gave that a little highlight on the last one, and I really liked that. So I'm gonna bring that silver back up a little bit as well. It's quite intense just how much. I used Tester's dull coat when I varnished these back in the day, and the flattening is crazy. Alright, loving that. He's done. That's the metalwork on that guy done. So that's 3 metalwork done on 3 of the riders. Now remember, if we just swing back to our list. Oh, that's unbelievable. Unbelievable. Who has a meeting at 9:15 Monday morning? My counter to you, Harry says, I don't want Games Workshop to get the Amazon license. There's still so many minis that need updates. I'd rather get them than the new Amazon minis. My counter to that is that if Games Workshop doesn't get Amazon, the likelihood of those minis getting updates is very low. The best way for us to get the main range wide scale updated is if the game has another huge surge in popularity with basically like a system launch. So I would say that if Games Workshop goes for Amazon, they will pour heaps of cash in and really try and mass market to a really broad appeal, and that might mean that the team gets expanded and Jay and Rob get more resources, which means they can get more achieved. Because at the current rate, like, you know, they've obviously got a set output that they can achieve with the team that they have, and the team are amazing and they work super hard and do incredible work. There's only so many of them though, and so you know, we know what that output is. We've seen it over the last 4 years, so that output isn't going to increase unless they get Amazon. And at the current output, we're never going to see every sculpt that we all would like done or whatever. You know what I mean? So it's like we're never going to see plastic warriors basically. We're never going to see large format plastic warrior boxes, I wouldn't think. So to only get that kind of plastic tooling and plastic sculpting cost support for large format warriors, I would say that needs some sort of cash injection like Amazon. So that's why I want them to get it. Plus also, the game. I have no interest in playing any other Middle-earth game other than SBG. It's awesome. Except maybe like a different format, like War of the Rings style or whatever. Or different size game. But I wouldn't want a different rule set for the similar size battles. Why? Why would I play it? Yes, Infuriate says, I think GW will buy it only if the show goes well. I reckon that's probably what they do. Just wait and see. Just wait and see what Rings of Power is actually like. Oh, that's a good question, says Board Game Woodsman. What model would you most like updated? So, existing model, it has to have a model that currently exists, and what would you most like updated? For me, it's Glorfindel. Glorfindel 100%. Give me a nice, sexy, armored, mounted Glorfindel pose. Yeah, there's 0 information on the license. 0. So it's all speculation. We actually know nothing. Another point in the video. You guys are going to enjoy the video this week. Sorry, just continuing on with this silver now. I'm just going to finish off the metallics on... What have I got here? I've got 6 Royal Guard who are on the right horses. We'll see if we can get these guys completely finished next. Silver, silver, silver. Once again, it's just a scale mill. I'm just overbrushing pretty heavily now. just to lighten the overall tone, and it will leave the darker bits in the recesses. God, this is so weird. How dull this is. One of my mates paints exclusively gorgeous metal minis and just doesn't varnish them because he despises how much the flattening changes his highlights and stuff. You know what? I kind of get it. I think I should have varnished these with satin. They're just so matte. Sometimes that look works, and sometimes it does not. Alright, that's another silver horse down. This guy looks a little better. Varnish hasn't crushed his highlights so much, which means that when I first did them, they probably were more exaggerated. Yeah, they definitely are. Just overbrushing to re-establish that top pointy silver. And then all of this is going to get a hit with the nice new Null oil. I guess I should have been accenting the spears as well on all of them. I sort of forgot about the spear because it was up there. Oh, it's because I've only done 2 with spears. I love Canoptic Alloy. It is an amazing silver. Geez, that horse was fast. I'm picking up the pace now, getting into my rhythm. That's 4 horses done. I've got a guy who's been ripped off a horse there, but he needs to be touched up. I have seen absolutely nothing. Most of the time I don't bother varnishing my plastic stuff unless I want to get the flattening effect of the varnishes. But I try to varnish my metals because they chip when you look at them. And because I'm filming battle reports, often I can be a bit rough with them. Damo's in. Hey, dude. I'm heading to bed as it's getting towards crazy o'clock here. It's been great listening along whilst painting some Dale dudes. Hey, man. Great to have you back. Long may the streams continue. Hope you and the girls are well. Yeah, it's good. It's nice to be back. I've missed my streams. Means I actually get to paint some models. And for myself, too. That's what the stream format should be from now on. Lockie paints whatever he wants to keep him motivated to actually paint. But no, we'll go back to our normal stream format. I just I've been really vibing my Riders of Theoden army. It's all George's fault. Everybody blamed George. For the last like 3 weeks, we've just been constantly chatting about tournament plans and stuff, and I was like, right, I gotta find some time for me to paint my own models for me. And I was like, why on earth would I not do that with you guys hanging out? It's actually more fun, and it keeps me on task. I can't paint normally. I can, but it's so much more fun just doing this because I actually work. I have to. I gotta keep talking. Gotta keep working. Gotta keep painting, or you get bored. So it's very good for keeping me on task. There we go. Another guy smashed out. Dude, where has this pace been all stream? 5 done. Oh, hang on, I forgot his spear again. Aaron's gonna follow Damien and head to bed. We'll be left with just the Yanks soon. We're losing the Europeans. We're using the Brits. Soon it will be 100% less imperialist oppression and 100% more freedom. All hail the convict states. Alright. And the Kiwis! Hey, Bo's in! Hey, dude. I was just saying before, Bo, when you're full-time, you'll be able to, help me stream manage when on streaming days. And, but this is my, and for those who don't know, oh, here, Bo, I'll make you a... Bo is my editor. And, eventually, everything person, really. We'll get you running the live stream bingo. I forget what all the great bingo options were now. Lockie eating a banana was one of them. Larissa interrupting me, or Larissa bringing me food, or the children breaking in. This guy's not working so well. I think my canoptic layer is too thin. Japan's still here, says Trey. The dream, I'll stop all those spammers. I'm surprised that stuff like even gets through Google's auto filters. They're usually pretty good. I'm just applying a little bit of a thicker canoptic alloy layer here. It was just a bit too thin coming off the palette. And the lack of opacity of the silver wasn't registering a clean enough highlight, so... Look at that, straight away it starts wearing... Am I even on camera up here? I don't think I was. Sorry about that, guys. Yeah, you've seen me paint silver scales for like an hour, so... Don't know how exciting it is. But we're almost done. Level of completion-y happiness. Boom. We want to do this little rider. This guy looks terrible. Need to clean that up. These scales are like the inverse. They're intensely contrasty. It's like all black, no silver. We were planning our what we're going to do for our 5 days in Queenstown last night, Bo. It's too much to do. So little time. And we go at such a slow speed with the girls. It's going to be good. Alright, that is all of the silver done. Oh, except for one spear. So that is 6 completed riders. Now, I have got my other 2 gorgeous horses, which are from my other lads, my Imperial Guard, that one my Rangers of the North. So I think what I'll do is I'll give one of them to this guy as well, so that we can use them. And I've got 2 of them, right? So, I'm just gonna come back over here and go wide again so you guys can see. So this is what we've completed. We've got our heroes up the back here. They're basically finished apart from some small things that need to be done. I've got to replace Aoma's spear, got to replace Eowyn's... Oh, actually, Eowyn doesn't have her spear. I really should be using the Dernhelm model anyway. I still don't have it. Unbelievable, really. I just, like, put Mary on the base running next to her. Actually, I should do that. I should just, like, add another Mary. When I rebase her, I'll put Mary on the base next to her, like he's just jumped off the horse, and then I don't actually have to buy the new Dernhelm model. Not that it's not nice, it's beautiful. I just really, really love this old one. It's been with me for so long. So I might magnetize this Eowyn's arm so that I can swap between sword and spear. Aoma is never not going to have a spear. Always give Aoma a spear. Then we've got, I mean really it's the same for Dernhelm, but unfortunately in this 800 point list it just works to drop her spear. Otherwise, I have to drop like 50 spears. Then I've got... So how many do I need? Let's go back to the list for a second. So the list is 3... Oh, that's right. This is what I ended up doing. I remember I used to run 4 riders in Theoden's Warband. That's why this feels wrong. So... Yes. Yes? No. This. I used to go all throwing spears in Theoden's Warband, and then Elfhelm's Warband, and someone else's Warband. Who is it? Daewines and Elfhelms would have the swords. Okay, this is my 800 point list. I'm back in the game. So we've got 4. Oh, the banner's not here. We need to look at the banner. So apart from the banner, I've got 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. So there's 12 Royal Guard. 2 with swords, 1 with spear and banner. So let's see how many I've got here. I've got the 6 here that I've just worked on. And then I need to get 6 more, including the banner. So my 6 will be this horse and this guy. This horse and somebody will probably give him... that horse is appalling, so let's lose him. Let's combine those 2 models together. In fact, let's just do it right now. Ugh. Okay, he's going to need some work. We'll come back to him. If I remember rightly, that model is the model I painted in the Contrast in Middle-earth series. Then I need, what is it? I need another 4. So then I've got 5 Riders of Rohan here, and I need to lose 1 of them. I've got 3 here that are missing spears, so I think it might be contingent on whether or not I find their spears. Although this guy is very fun. He's very fun, but my god, he's a nightmare. He's an absolute nightmare. He is so hard to play with. He is always the first one that I kill. But he's good fun. He's good fun. What do you guys think? Is he just silly? It's kind of just silly. So we need 6 riders out of this bunch of 7. So let's pry this guy open and swap him to there, and then we can update these 2 to have like 8 complete riders by the end of this session. So let's see if we can crack this guy off. No, I want, where's my chat? There you are. Alright, have you almost painted 6 riders in 2 hours? No, these guys, all I've done is, like, slightly touch up 6 riders. These guys have been painted for a long time. My goodness. Getting this guy off is kind of difficult. I gotta find a good grip point. Remember, I just don't care about this horse. It's garbage. Oh, I can feel the horse breaking. I already regretted it. Oh, nice. Feldo's painting us some ultramarines. Oh, wow, this is some strong super glue. I'm going to have to get a pry bar underneath the leg. Oh, here we go. No, brush won't work. Oh, actually, while we're on brushes, I forgot to wash up my brush. Bo says, love the dynamic poses with the enemy models, but I get OCD when they're fighting a different faction. It's just wrong. Where is... Okay, here we go. Here's the back of my scalpel. The last scalpel of the Zorpazorp scalpel series. Highly prized item, this one. Okay. We got to get the scalpel underneath the leg. Just get a little bit of a pry point. Oh, here it's starting to crack. Here, I'll bring the mic down. We're listening for the cracking of the glue. Don't know if you guys heard that, but there you go. That's how you easily get them off. You just wedge underneath the leg and pop. So, that's one horse. Painted like absolute garbage. So now this guy is going to drop onto here. Oh, look at that. He just sits straight on. I don't even have to widen his waist. So he needs to be magnetized. And these 2 need to be touched up. And he needs to be magnetized and touched up. And then we're ready to put our washers down. Now this guy... no, I don't think he needs magnetization either. Not magnetization, widening. He's going to sit on there quite nicely. And that's going to give me 8 completed delicious riders. And then we've still got these guys to deal with afterwards. So, they all need to be rehorsed, of course. So I technically still need to paint 4 more of the Royal Guard horses. Yeah. Board Game Woodsman says, I've been working on some Bonanza-inspired riders. About 6 weeks and 2 are done. No time. Really proud of the black and white Kuchis-inspired horse for anyone who knows Bonanza. I don't know Bonanza. What is Bonanza? Do you still sell a Buckleberry Ferry? No, I don't. Sorry, dude. What was the horse painting video you mentioned earlier, P? Please. If you want like an actual tutorial guide, I have an old horse painting tutorial which shows how I painted these 6 horses here. And then I also, Battle Camper has an amazing horse painting. So search Battle Camper. And then watch every one of Alex's videos because it is the best channel on YouTube. It's like straight up my favorite channel. It's good. One day I'll just Zorpazorp will be big enough that I'll just buy Battle Camper, and I'll own Alex. I love it. It is just the best. Oh right, that Bonanza. Yeah, I know that Bonanza, but I have not seen that in a long time. So, what do you guys want me to do? Shall I touch these guys up or magnetize them first? Maybe I'll touch them up, magnetize, and then once they're magnetized, we'll do all the null oils, and then I think we'll probably be done for day, because it's 20 past 10. Oh my god, it's 20 past 10. I'm supposed to only stream for 2 hours. Okay, we'll touch up the metallics, and then we'll see how we go. So I might actually keep working on these on stream, even if it's like just in evening streams or something. Because I know you guys will want to see a progression with the Battle Games in Middle-earth theme. But if I'm motivated to stream anything, I think I should just do it. So, but it will be nice to bring the battle streams back. Because the other thing that's really nice about Battle Games in Middle-earth live stream is it makes me paint stuff I wouldn't normally paint, which is so enjoyable. Go back in tight now. The Aragorn this is the so the Aragorn Rohan list and this list are effectively the same list. They just run using a different model and have a few different heroes. We actually went through that all at the start of the stream. I've got Aragorn just to the other side. So my Aragorn list, I believe, is more powerful than the native Riders of Theoden list, and also nobody runs it, so no one knows how to deal with it. But I'm competing in New Zealand back in the oh, is that medal, is it? Okay. I'm competing the league final, the end of year New Zealand league final, and the last time I went there, I took Riders of Theoden, so I want to take the exact same thing again for the sort of enjoyment of repeating the past and throwing down the gauntlet to my previous challenges. See if I can come up against Denny again and his Numenor, or George. Or George will be TOing, I think. He won't be playing. Hopefully I can avoid Joe and his chariots. I won by the skin of my teeth last time. It'd be fun just to play some games again. I imagine I'll probably do quite terribly and have no match fitness, because like I said, I've played a single game of SPG apart from battle reports, but of competitive SPG I have played one game in the past 2 years. Namely, it was against Jay Clare, but one game is not enough, and it was hardly competitive. It was a very fun, you know, it was like a social game. But it was like a matched play, so to speak. And Jay's dice were like the worst dice I've ever seen in the history of wargaming. That was so bad. He should have won the game like 6 times. It was so bad. If he'd won priority in any of the last 5 turns, he would have just auto-won the game. And if he'd won like another 4, any of the like 4 50-50 roll-offs for heroic moves. Oh. It's good fun. Yeah, we'll see how we go, Harry. I don't think it'll happen anyway, personally, so I don't think it's much of a muchness, but we'll just wait and see. The aim would be, right, that if we get like, if say there's like an Amazon box set or something that gets heaps of plastic support, brings in heaps of new players and generates massive sales, then like expansions and stuff could be back on the main game that get heaps of cash flow injection. But we'll see. Either way, Middle-earth team are doing a cracking job at the moment. Game is still very, very strong, which is awesome. This is fucking weird. Just overbrushing the silver in. Okay, it is null oil time. Time to dig out. And I won! But not really. It was so silly. I shouldn't have. But it is a pretty funny story. It's more fun that I won, because it's just a great story. Look at this, man! I don't know if you guys remember, but like my whole thing on this live stream is that like when I'm looking for a paint, I just shove my hand in and pull out the right paint. I've got 40 new contrasts and shades in there. I just stuck my hand in and pulled something out, and it was null oil. Alright, let's whack the new null oil down over all of these silvers that we've just done. We're going to nestle him in here so he can't get knocked over. Knocked over! Yeah, I think I'll just go. Should be able to reach. Nah, I'm going to have to do them separately. Horsey first. So the new null oil, if you guys aren't familiar, the recipe has changed. Is much better at actually staying in the recesses and not tinting the upper surface, which is exactly what we want on scale mail like this.
Sorry.
Larissa's hijacking the stream. Oh, with unhappy baby. So null oil going in. I just need to make sure it is in the recesses, that I'm not over saturating it here. So I don't want to lose all that brightness work I just did. Sometimes you feel like that happens. It's like, alright, did all that work, did all those highlights, put the wash down. Oh, I can't see anything. It's not what we want today. Get on the sword as well, because we repainted this guy's sword, you'll remember. Get some null oil sitting in the fuller to give the sword a bit of dimension. Alright, that's one horsey done. It's a nice quick step. Oh, this guy I can actually reach everything without demagnetizing him, because of where he's sitting on the horse. So this is giving us much, much better definition. Oh, God, that looks so good. Yeah, it's working well on this guy. Oh, that's so crisp. Recessed detail, man. It's good stuff. Ardor Unleashed, I don't know what will happen. I basically, so obviously I'm moving to New Zealand. I'm still going to run it from Australia. But it's not going to be like an every year thing. I might do it every now and then. I've still got to do the big Gondor siege. So that will happen. So I think maybe like early 2023 I might run one. And like coordinate the Gondorian siege alongside it. But it will be interesting because I won't be in the country. So that's actually going to be part of the challenge, is I need to make sure all of the Gondor terrain is ready to go so that I can just like fly back to the country, hire a truck, and run that event. And not have to like do any preparation time. So that's part of getting ready to leave New Zealand, is everything here has to be fully finished and ready to go. But also, it's one thing to run a siege with the big board. It's another thing to also run an event with like 4x4 tables. I don't really know if I have it in me to organize all that again. It's pretty exhausting, making sure everything's ready and happy and players are happy. It's a lot of work. He will have to dry separately because the null oil is getting stuck on the rider's leg. So we'll see. So I don't know if anyone would attend. It's been so long since I've run it. But maybe that would be good. I wouldn't mind if it was smaller. When we had it, like before COVID cancelled the next edition, we were shaping up to be hosting about 80 players, including like heaps of players flying in from overseas. We had European teams flying in, we had American teams flying in. It was going to be massive. And we were like in the middle of negotiating a new venue space, and Games Workshop were going to be involved, but COVID sort of squashed all that. So we'll see. I've definitely got the big siege to run, so that will happen. Just whether or not that's like its own thing or whether or not I use that to run Art of Unleashed at the same time. I'm not sure if many people would like come to just the narrative event, or maybe just the right amount would come. We'll have to wait and see. Me and Wiseman can always help out. Oh, that's so funny. I just worked out who Feldo is. Hey, dude. I forgot that was your YouTube profile. Yes, come play. We'll make Wiseman fly down. No, I didn't. I don't know why. I just forgot. Mr. Felix. Alright, there we go. This Nolo is looking very nice. Ugh. Haha, that's a bingo. Pretty sure we've had the hand too. Yeah, we had the hand. Oh, I need pies. Pies for lunch, I think. Alright, we'll get this Null Noil down. And then Lockie is out of here. And then the next time we do one of these Middle-earth army things, all the silver will be finished. We can magnetize the two, touch up the cloaks, and maybe we'll even paint up a few of the Rohan guys or something. Uh-oh. Where's this guy come from? I think he comes from there. Yep. This guy's another one that I can reach while he's on the horse. Yeah, they're good fun. I did enjoy running the Ardor event. It's awesome fun. It's just like so much work, and my life is so much work. I am tired a lot. Like soul deep tired. The thought of event coordination fills me with exhaustion and dread. That's why I'm no longer the Queensland Middle-earth Court, apart from leaving for New Zealand, but like with the kids, like I haven't been to a Middle-earth event in 2 years, as I talked about earlier. So I was like, I can't exactly be the league coordinator if I'm going to be this disengaged from my own community. So busy. It's hard. Dad life and work life doesn't leave much time for gaming. That's okay. Kids are only young ones. They will grow. Games will return. And especially when I'm in New Zealand, because of the whole like Middle-earth arc of the content, I can use traveling to events to make videos, because I can go to filming locations and film stuff at the same time. So it's much more feasible for me to attend New Zealand events because I can attend them in work time, whereas I can't really attend normal events in work time. It's not enough of a video for people to watch. But if I can tie it in to travel that's required for the channel anyway, then events are much more back on the cards, which is awesome, because I love them. Right, that's this horsey done. And we've got our our last horsey here. Wow, I'm hungry. It is pie time. Forgot about my post-live stream pies. Used to do it every second Monday. From Davy's Bakery in Brisbane when we lived there. Okay, I've got 2 little riders left who need some Null Noil. Yeah, that's the long-term plan, Matty. Is like all gaming on location, like everything. Every time I build scenery and every time I play games, it's on location in the back of a camper van. That is the long-term plan for the channel, is to do that. Have a mobile workshop in the camper van, and just drive out to day trips to the locations and build. And there'd be some building back in the workshop as well. Can't do everything on location, but yeah. Yep, 100%. Narrative, Hobbiton. We actually were coordinating stuff with the Hobbiton venue. We did have some stuff planned, which got kiboshed because of COVID, so all that'll happen eventually. Boom! Null Oil done. Yeah, so tournament reports certainly get nowhere near the views. Same as battle reports. Scenery is the main engagement, I think. Oh yeah, Ferg Burger, dude. And Fergie Pies. I didn't know. Oh yeah. So Bo, are Ferg Pies done by the same people who do Ferg Burger, or is it just a different thing? Oh my god. Yep, Harry. Gotta come over, man. You gotta come over. Yeah, how do you have, like... It's expensive. There actually is no cost of living crisis in New Zealand. It's just that everyone buys too many Ferg burgers. No, it's obviously very real over there at the moment with inflation. Something we'll be having to deal with when we land, which is going to be tricky. So all that Nuln Oil is looking pretty swish. Got my beautiful little horsies. I think I might do another stream one evening this week. Would you guys be into that? Chipping away at my Rohan? Because I'm enjoying doing a little bit of painting for me again. But that is all we are going to do today. Let's get this up on my face. Oh, that's a bit close. Hi there, Hollywood close-up. How about that? There we go. Now I don't have to move the camera again. I should just start the stream like this. I don't have to swivel anything. This is exactly what I should do. Have the camera here, and then I can just go pan instead of doing the full move. The background's not as nice, but oh well. Look, you can see a bit of Osgiliath there from when I was playing my game. Get out of the way, Lockie. It's behind my army case at the moment. But yeah, so that was great fun. I'm happy the streams are back. We'll see how we go. I don't know how often I'll do the Monday mornings. I might aim for once a month doing the Monday mornings, and then doing some evening streams sort of intermittently at different times. We'll see how things go. Either way, it is nice to be back here on the Battle Games in Middle-earth live stream. It is much more easy to do the painting side of things. Often this workbench gets covered with stuff, and that's where I do the battle reports, but it will get better as we get to the new studio. It's going to be much easier, depending on what the new studio looks like. We have to rent first before we can buy, so so many things to do. Thank you so much for joining me. It's been good fun. It's been awesome being back here in the Middle-earth Battle Games in Middle-earth live streams. Yeah, I'll try and do another one this evening. We'll see how we go. Not this evening, this week or next week in the evening. And we'll just sort of see how that goes for timing with like who's around and that sort of thing. But we had a good chunk of viewers on, which was really cool. Really, really cool. Alright guys, I'm going to go and pack down all the riders, stick them somewhere, probably just like shove them to the other side of the bench. Now what am I doing today? Today is online store day. I have to migrate the online store, zorpazorp.com, to a whole new website. We've got to go over to Shopify, and then we need to... I need to pack that all up and chuck it in the van and drive it to Mark's house at some point this week, because he is going to be running the shop when we move to New Zealand. So it's going to be good times. It's going to be a busy week for me. There's an awesome Middle-earth video coming out. I think it's going to be Tuesday night. So Tuesday night. So like 36 hours from now, basically. Pretty much exactly 36 hours from now. So stay tuned for that. It's a nice little Middle-earth update. It's got lots of juicy stuff. We're going to talk about Amazon. We're going to talk about all the projects, the future of Zorpazorp. It's gonna be awesome. I think you guys are gonna love it. And then hopefully we'll get into some Middle-earth terrain the week after or the week after that. Alright, awesome. It is time for pie. I will see you guys next time right here on the Battle Games in Middle-earth livestream. If you haven't hit subscribe and hitting the bell, do that now so that you get notifications of the streams. Remember, this is just the streaming channel. And if you want to get hooked up, we didn't do any of the Patreon giveaways today, but normally, for those of you who don't know, this is all about that Patreon hook-in. People sponsor models, the campaign. It's got a whole sequence. There's more information on the Patreon page. If you guys want to be in the chance to sponsor a model and be part of the ongoing campaign, which we could finally bring back, go and check out our Patreon. The link is down in the description. I will see you guys really soon right here on the streams channel. Thanks, dudes. Thanks, dudettes. Enjoy your day.